back to the Mesozoic, starring Craig Smith,
On location.
Donald Von Griffin, Karen Torres, Lindsay Danneberger, Glenn Montgomery, me the GM, Brenda Blackmore. Yay! Last week, our brave travelers in space and time went and chased after some Tenochca, which is what they call themselves, the Aztecs, and retrieved a half dozen townsfolk who had been abducted by a Tenochca raiding party. Along the way, I think you flat out killed a couple of them, but I think the rest you just incapacitated.
Yep.
And
apparently they have to slink home and get themselves sacrificed.
Yeah, stripped them of their goodies and
chased off their dinosaurs that they were riding on. So
And,
they don't have any. So they don't have any supplies, and they're like over a week away by foot. They're at least a week away from Chickamaustock. So
yeah, and Dr. Anna walked along in front of them with a sword, looking at them. You're not worthy of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Oh, and Captain Harris tried to convince them that one of the basic tenets of their religion was that they had it all wrong, and
that it has to be their own people. Otherwise, it's not actually a sacrifice.
Yeah,
it's going to be them when they get home.
And
if you sacrifice somebody else, then the God's blessings go to their people.
Yeah, and mainly due to the fact that you had just finished kicking all of their asses, they listened politely and appeared to take what you said very seriously.
I figured maybe the fact that I could make things cold and dark might help.
Well, you're clearly a being of great power, but as are all of you apparently. So, yeah, things. I have to do something differently next time. Not sure what. Anyway, so you get back to town with your rescuees in tow and discover that just in the half a day or so that you guys have been gone, we've lost Leslie. Well, she'll be back.
All in that half a day, huh?
Wow.
Well, it actually started before you left. It just hadn't been obvious then.
Well, we haven't lost Leslie anymore, so we're good.
Hello, Leslie. Welcome back. Yeah, it actually started before you left. It just hadn't become very apparent how serious it was, because the people who got kidnapped by the Tenochca were out there reaping grain. And as the people came back to town with the grain and started threshing it, and some people started cooking with it because it's food, a whole bunch of them started getting sick, and then more of them got sick, and then more of them got sick, and actually on your way back from the rescue, on the way back, the half dozen people that you have rescued start to exhibit symptoms kind of like the flu. They start getting a fever, and they get sweaty and tired, and their bones start hurting. And so, yeah, there's that. And when you get back to town, you find out dozens and dozens and dozens of people in the town are showing these same symptoms.
I'm wondering if it's the hag.
That was my first thought.
Or it could be the fact that, those,
My first thought was Ergot.
Yeah.
Was who?
Ergot. The Salem Witch Trials.
What?
It's a was it fungus or bacteria?
Ergot, yeah, ergot.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right, hang on, let me Google this because I don't know what you're talking about.
But
People crazy.
yeah, but if she sprayed, if her passing overhead over the field dropped something on that wheat, It's not like it rained since
Yeah,
then.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's her.
Why not
That
both?
she either
We've been looking for a
used magic and
perfect
cursed the
killer ash, and now we have one. I shouldn't go for it.
Ergotism.
We need a microscope.
Holy cow! This is a serious thing.
yes.
What, he thought he was making that up?
I didn't think he was making it up.
Oh no,
Thought
it
was
exists.
A bit more. That was a bit more obscure than it actually is. Let's see. Ingested plant material containing ergot alkaloid, such as ergot contaminated grains. Bombs containing this and that. Severe burning. Muscle spasms, fever, hallucinations. Oh my goodness. Victims may appear dazed, be unable to speak, become manic, have other forms of paralysis and tremors, hallucinations. Holy cow, this is fun. Yes, they've got ergotism. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
Thanks for giving the GM ideas, guys. Great.
Violent burning, peripheral pulses, shooting pain, in fingers and toes. Let's see.
Oh yeah, it is
and
fun.
it can kill people. So yeah, there you go. It would appear to you modern people who know these sorts of things. Oh wow, these people have ergotism. It doesn't take you any time at all to figure that out.
Do we know what the cure is? Those who might be doctors or have some medical knowledge. I only have chemistry, so.
So this is actually really quite funny because one of the powers I was going to take, well, considering taking for Isko, I've decided on two of them. The third one I was considering ultra power, and one of the fun effects I thought would be healing through fire. So basically, fire will burn it out. So you might hurt a bit, but it'll heal you up also. I'm just thinking about this like yesterday. So
there is no known cure. However, there is treatment of the symptoms. If the sufferer survives the initial poisoning, his limbs would often fall off, and he or she would continue to improve in health if they halted consumption of the ergot. So basically, wow, this is horrible.
Can you treat the grain though? To kill the ergot? Can you kill the ergot on the grain? That would be one way of.
So, just question, Craig. Have you actually bought the healing yet? Is that something you've got?
So I had considered doing that, but then I also considered doing it as part of ultra power, as part of the fire unifying theme.
Purifying flame.
Basically, what it is, it'll hurt you. Not just going to take endurance. It's not going to feel pleasant, but you'll also be fixed.
Okay.
They'll let
if you think that works for you, I'll go along with it.
If it's better for me to buy healing, I'll do that. I just wanted to be a little more. I kind of prefer the ultra power because it.
Well,
I don't want this to be the only thing. Yeah. Was that?
Of course you would.
Well, I don't want that to be the only thing you can do with is other fire abilities, but I will if you prefer that.
No, I'm. If the healing makes sense for you at all, is really only my question. And if you think it does, then I'm cool with it. However you want to buy it is fine. How you buy it is less important to me than if it actually makes sense to you.
Right. Okay. So. I'll try ultra power, and if not, I'll just change it to healing later.
Up to you. So yeah, theoretically, Isko can burn the ergotism out of people.
Now, how do we get it off the plants? Is there
you soak
burning it off of the rye, which is what's actually growing. It's rye.
I can do that too if you want me to.
But there won't be any rye left after you're done doing it.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, no, you soak it. I think it's a brine solution. But you soak it in to get rid of the ergot.
Yes. Okay. Salt.
In other words, once it's harvested, you soak it, and that should do the trick.
Yeah. I mean, it's been around since like the 10th century.
Well, if they can't cure it, I can see why.
Let's see.
Well, it's not going to go away with something that occurs naturally. I mean,
it's a fungus, and it's possible to
not-
clean it off of the grain.
I don't know. No, she was saying no. I was responding to her comments like, "Oh, if it's been that long, that's why they don't have a cure." No, if it's been around that long, that we didn't have a cure for a lot of things until the last
We
70
should have
Yeah.
the antifungals in modern society to take care of it.
Here
We
we
didn't
go.
have an issue with it.
Internet says removal of ergot bodies is done by placing the yield in a brine solution. The ergot bodies float while the healthy grains sink.
Yeah. The grain can be clean. That's not really a question.
Yeah.
Cure the people.
Who here has medicine? Anybody?
No.
So there's the fun part, Brandon, is I don't have medicine, and it requires a medicine roll.
Maybe you
It
can buy
might
that.
all work.
I do have medical, Brandon.
Do you?
I do.
Would you actually know anything about ergotism?
Not a freaking thing. You know how many cases of ergotism were suffered in the 20th century?
I don't know. Apparently, it was a
You know,
big deal
if this
back
was
in the.
12th century France, I'd be worried about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, the last time this happened was probably in the 1700s.
Yeah. 10th century France, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
We're just going to make a rule that all.
Besides that, my medical knowledge is I'm a trauma EMT.
New England, it was a really big deal because it's what caused the fervor that ended up in the Salem witch trials.
So nobody
Every single
here.
school kid in New England knows about ergotism.
So nobody here other than John Erlang has medicine as a skill. Just checking.
I have biology. I have biology, which would cover at least the fungus itself anyway.
I'll go along with that. Sure.
And anybody who knows biology that well should know how to take care of the fungi.
There actually is a doctor in town, Doc Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that those of us who understand ergotism can explain it to him.
Or have heard of it. I mean,
Yeah.
apparently, lots of people have heard of it and know generally what it is, but that doesn't give you enough expertise to actually do anything about it. Because you don't have the internet to look things up on. So
Right.
if you go to Doc Sue, who is trying desperately to figure out what's wrong with people, and tell him you think it's ergotism. Oh, let's say hello to Dr. Sue. Doc Sue. Doc Sue, the town doctor,
Who's
who there are a number of Chinese people in the town, mainly people who came here to work on railroads and such. And most of them have varying degrees of accents. A few of them don't speak English at all, or at least if they understand it, they don't make a practice of speaking it. Actually, Doc Sue's like third generation Chinese, and he has no accent at all. He sounds like he's from California, because he is. So he's like, "Oh yeah, come in. Are you feeling sick as well? I don't know what's going on. What I'm prescribing right now is drink plenty of fluids, and don't exert yourself because people are. Do you have burning sensation in your fingers?
Doc, we think we know what it is.
Oh,
Looks to me like the witch's sickness, the Salem madness.
Ergot poisoning. Don't be obtuse.
ergotism?
Yes.
What? Like in medieval France?
It's a fungus that grows on grain. Yeah.
Well, no, I know what ergotism is. I've just never actually seen it. It's
Well,
the
we'll
sort of
need
thing.
to
It's
test
the sort of thing you study in university,
Right.
but
But it never crops up like the Black Death. Yeah. We'll need to start testing the grain, but
well, if it's ergotism, that's caused by a fungus on the grain. You can wash that off.
Yep.
In seawater, as a matter of fact, we have plenty of that.
yes.
The problem is there's no cure for ergotism.
No, you can treat it, but you can't cure it.
No, but it does help if we can get their circulation, keep their circulation going in their extremities. They shouldn't lose, or might not lose, any fingers or hands or feet. This is horrible. Okay.
Hey,
Well, thank
Doc,
you.
I
That's
hey,
helpful.
Doc, I might I might be able to help. I haven't tried this yet, but I can give it a try. You got somebody sick?
He points to somebody right on a bed next to him, who's
Okay.
raving and babbling. He's got a gag in their mouth because otherwise they'd be screaming incoherent random things, and they're kind of tied down. This is the worst case of it so far. They're hallucinating. They're burning up. They have a horrible fever. You can look at their fingers and toes. It's just.
Have we mastered ice yet? Because that would be a way to take care of the fevers with ice.
I'll comment to Doc Stu. This may not look pretty, but can it really make it worse?
Yes, it can. Isko? What is it that you think you can do?
I'll let you know if it works.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if it's going to work or not.
Let me know if I can help. What do you need from me?
Just if everybody stand back a little bit.
Stand back, everybody. I don't know if you're into weird scenes or not, but check this out.
I go ahead and get ready to take notes.
So I change it into fire form, and I think, how does that? Oh yeah, basically point at the patient. Maybe touch the patient because I'm close enough, and let her rip. We'll heal him.
Okay, you roll brawn plus power level. It's a medicine roll. If you don't have medicine, you roll 1 dice.
Yep.
And
I roll. Difficult roll?
It's moderately difficult, so it's DV3, difficulty value 3, and I roll.
That's the problem then, because that's add brawn, add power level, right? So I basically can't fail.
I don't know. I could roll really well.
Oh, this is rolling against you. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
1 die plus your.
You have to roll 6.
Of course, I roll 1. So I rolled an 8.
Which is exactly what I rolled. I rolled a 5. It's difficulty 3. Total of 8. You need to meet or exceed my number. So Isko puts his hands on this raving, yelling, tied down person, and flame just like.
Yeah. A wash of flame goes over the patient.
Yeah,
and through them. A little bit better. Yeah.
There's like a burning smell, like a smell like burning hair, and Doc Sue's like, "Oh my God!" Starts freaking out.
Does it literally burn the guy's hair, or does it just smell like it does?
It's a small price to pay.
Grabs a blanket.
I love that effect, Brandon. It actually burns all their hair off. They have to grow their hair back. That's great.
I throw an arm out for Doc Stu. Don't interrupt. I told you this would be interesting.
So Doc Stu grabs a blanket and starts beating the person with the blanket to put out the fire. The fire,
like actually on fire.
It's those kind of cool flames like you find from
alcohol.
Oh, huh?
Like alcohol flame?
Yeah, something like that. So it's not going to like catch anything else on fire, but the doc might be freaking out a little bit.
Oh, he's thoroughly freaking out.
the flames fairly quickly go out with no source.
All right, well that's helps, and of course the person's like steaming, but they're not raving anymore, and he thinks they're dead. So he puts on his stethoscope and puts it on their chest and listens and okay, and he like listens for feels for the pulse. He's like, oh, they're not dead. Okay. Actually, it feels like and he like touches various places in the body and okay, well the fever's dropping and they've stopped raving, and he like opens up an eyeball and looks at them and says, they're unconscious, but all right, that was disconcerting. So
fun, huh?
Yeah.
I can do it again, I think.
I wonder if that same thing could be done with a rag.
With a what?
A rag.
Instead
ray. Of flames.
Oh, I don't know. I do fire. I don't know, man.
Not just any fire. Magical extra-dimensional fire. Spiritual fire, if you will.
Kind.
I'm making notes.
Because Isko's other person is a spiritual being. They're like not technically like a physical manifestation. They're a personification of a force of nature. So
Whatever, man.
not sure you can bottle that and put it in an array, but
as far as
try.
planners are concerned, he's real, man.
Anyway.
Yeah, but now that I know that the effect is possible, I can work on replicating it with reverse engineering.
Doksu's nurse enters. She was here when you guys came in and left when Isko started incinerating the person on the bed. She has since left and returned with the sheriff and a couple of passersby, and she says, "There he is! There he is! There he is!" and sheriff looks around, and it smells like someone has been set on fire, but not like that roasting hot dog smell, just the burning hair smell.
Oh yeah,
and,
nasty smell.
And they're all just like looking around, and Sheriff Rose says, "Doksu, what's going on?" And he's like, Molly. Molly's my nurse. Molly, everything's fine. Come here. And she walks over and she gives Isko the stink eye. And he's like, look, this is Phil. And she's like, "Oh my God, all his hair's gone." Well, yeah, that's what was on fire. But see, he's fine. He's got a pulse. Everything's fine. It was. I don't know what.
And technically, he's purified now too.
That's true. If he had syphilis before, he no longer does.
Well, technically, you're only supposed to get like one disease at a time, but
yeah, I did read that.
But it's in the scheme of things, we'll just let that go. So,
now there's a thriving trade, huh?
Well, all right, with the side effects, I don't mind giving you like a little bit extra oomph for that. Anyway, Molly's like, "But I saw him. He was on fire." She turns to Sheriff Hood and says, "He was on fire." And Sheriff Hood turns to Doksu and says, "Was he on fire?"
Yes, he was on fire. I agree.
Yes, you want to demonstrate for the nice people? I'm sure they've got another victim around.
Oh yeah, there's every horizontal surface has somebody laying on it, and there's several people standing up.
Go again if you like, anytime.
All right, Doksu says, "Everyone stand back, don't panic."
Does he get it easier this time because he succeeded the first time?
No.
Nice try.
And Doksu points at a patient and says, Mr. Francisco, go ahead. We're and no one's going to interfere. Just watch. It'll be dramatic, but he's done this once before and it worked. So let's just give him room.
It may not work the second time.
It may not. Okay, roll some dice.
Do you say that? Do you say that?
Michael, ever the optimist, says it may not work this time.
I look over at Michael and I like shrug.
You have to beat a 12. Good luck.
I have to beat a 12?
I rolled a 9, and it's difficulty 3, so you need to beat a 12. You need to meet or exceed 12. So if you roll a 12 total, it's fine.
He can't, though, can he?
Braun,
yeah, I need to roll a 5 or a 6.
It's possible. Do it. Go to it. You can do it.
Whoops. I rolled a 6 on the floor.
Holy cow. Foosh. Burning hair smell. Several people cover their mouth because that is not a fun thing to smell. People, good Lord! So, oh my God! So, fire goes out. Doksu comes over, checks the person's vitals, and he turns and says, like, it's... And the effect on the person, this person was not unconscious and raving. They were just feeling really, really sick. And he says, "How do you feel?" And they're like, I feel better. I feel better. I kind of stings a little, but yeah, I feel. Yeah, he looks up at Isko and says, "Thanks, thank you. Oh my gosh, thanks. I can feel my fingers. I can feel my fingers."
If you get a life-threatening disease, just let me know. I'll help you out.
I took readings and notes that time. Maybe I can retune the Megatron device to that frequency.
I would test that on animals first.
Yeah, we need somebody to help
Not
him
animals
be
that you
able to do
like
a better
so much.
job, like get him a medical degree.
Yeah, see, I could take a shot at it, no promises. But I think I've got a healing ray worked up.
Yeah, testing that against the animals.
Yeah, definitely test that on animals first. Forgot to pour the ginger ale in with the brandy.
Ooh!
Ooh.
Just, I mean, I like brandy. I like brandy. It was just kind of a surprise. Here, have a gulp of straight brandy. Yeah, all right.
Anyway, see if there's some way we can test for ergot poisoning in the food and see about treating it.
Well, the easiest thing
Biology.
to do
That'd be
is
Michael.
Yeah.
easiest thing to do is just soak all the just automatically all grain gets soaked now.
Well, that is one of the when this apparently from reading my vast knowledge gained from Wikipedia. Apparently, once it became a thing, mandatory cleansing of grain also became a thing for a while because better safe than sorry. So yeah, so they'll just rinse it all in salt water and it'll be fine. Wow. Okay, Michael, make a biology roll.
Now I get the regular 2 dice, right? And it's
You
intelligence.
do indeed. Reason. And I will roll against you.
Where's my intelligence?
Oh.
Reason. Okay.
Need to meet or exceed a 7.
Ooh, I rolled pretty well. Yeah, that would be 14 total.
Oh, outstanding.
Almost
Oh, hey.
max.
Geez, that's okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, your margin of success was spectacular. So I'll give you some extra stuff. You ask. This is outside your field of expertise, but Captain Harrows, can make a microscope. You just have to find lenses, and there are enough dead people in Tranquility who wore glasses that you have the glass on hand to grind. You just have to go find their lenses and grind them. So Captain Harrows, assuming he cooperates, can make you a microscope. What's reasonable for just a purely optical microscope? 80 times at least?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It takes an afternoon. This is how Captain Harrows and Michael spend their afternoon, making a microscope and examining the presumably infected grain. Things that Michael comes to the conclusion of. Yes, it is ergot. And no, it's not normal ergot. This is ergot on steroids. And if you look at it under a microscope and expose it to different wavelengths of light, which again, Captain Harrows can help with, you find that it fluoresces under UV, bright, sickly green. And it is...
Our ergo poisoning is not a normal ergo. I think the hag has something to do with this one.
All right, so let's culture up a bunch of this to dump on her house.
Like that idea?
Meanwhile, Isko spends the rest of the afternoon curing people. And once the first half a dozen people that he cures get up and walk away, the rest of the people who are conscious enough to consent do, and the ones who aren't conscious enough to consent, doesn't matter. So you start doing it outside because otherwise the smoke and the smell and the doctor's office. Yeah. Dr. Sue asked you to set up a temporary bivouac outside his office, so that
Oh yeah, okay, good idea.
So that the burning hair smell can someday get out of his office.
You better hope all these people can get their hair back, or they're not going to be too happy in the long run.
It'll grow back.
Yeah, if the town barber is affected, you can probably do him last. He's not going to have a whole lot to do for the next few months.
Right.
Well, it's not everybody in town, but it's a sizable percentage. Everybody who this is another thing. Normally, this is Michael just figuring this out. Normally, ergotism is something you get from eating the grain. Everyone who's just exposed to it got it. So
The hag.
yeah,
Somebody with a working knowledge of biochemistry or biology and genetics. Yeah.
If you go, I have a theory that anybody past a certain year who's been brought here are the ones that are manifesting powers. My guess is she's from closer to our time, so she probably would have a working knowledge. She might.
Well, I think if she has,
Yes, but
biomarker, she could have thing much worse.
We got to figure out a way to protect ourselves.
You said
I wonder if we could ask
under
that.
ultraviolet light, Brandon?
yeah. Which is not unusual for funguses necessarily.
Right. I'm gonna wait until it gets dark, gain some altitude, and start looking over the ground with a UV camera.
Ooh,
I want to see what the vector spread on this stuff is.
You're sneaky as hell. All right. So let's see. So Isko's tied up for the rest of the afternoon healing people, and it's probably, let's say 50 people. So it takes a while, and this game doesn't have getting tired from doing things, but just doing it over and over again. Eventually, you gotta take breaks from time to time.
Oh yeah.
So it takes you a while. So that's your whole afternoon, and a couple of people complain about the whole bald thing and not having eyebrows. But generally speaking, they'll wear hats. They pretty much all wear hats anyway. So actually, the eyebrows are more.
Should all grow back.
The eyebrows are actually a bigger deal than the hair for most people, because they mostly all wear hats. But eyebrows help keep sweat out of your eyes, and it is hot as hell here all the time. So
bandanas all the time.
people are wiping stinging, salty eye.
Show them how to make a bandana. Tear some strips of cloth. Make a bandana.
Well, they know how to make bandanas, but so they'll cope. They'll cope. In the scheme of things, it's a small complaint. Thank you for saving my life.
But couldn't you have kept my eyebrows?
Would like to have kept the eyebrows. I'm just saying. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. So, Michael's busy. Dr. Anna. Captain Harrows and Michael are off doing research. Isko is healing people. What are you up to, Dr. Anna?
I can't be of help in the first two areas, so I did notice. I'll go help with the search.
All right.
Yeah, I think between you and I with a pair of radios, we should be able to make some or cover some ground.
Yeah, I'll just make sure I won't touch anything. I'm literally on the ground and you're not.
And grab a HEPA mask out of the truck.
Oh, no, I'm just going to stay off on the path and just use the light from afar.
Grab a HEPA mask from the truck. Just to be sure.
HEPA mask and long sleeve shirt and gloves, yes.
And night vision goggles. Make sure they're ultraviolet. That way you can see the stuff when it spreads. I imagine we spent a lot of time wandering around in the dark when we were making this show. So yeah, we probably got night vision equipment.
Yeah, you've got all the equipment you need, and you now have a way to charge it up thanks to Captain Harris's marvelous miracle machine. And so yeah, you guys wander around out in the area outside the town where the fields are. You eventually find large splotches of UV glowing area on the ground.
Okay.
Crazy.
There are, let's say, 4 of them, and they are generally in. Once you find the first one, finding the second one, the third one, the fourth one are fairly easy because they make a line, and they're roughly circular, about 10, 15 feet across, spots on the ground where grain has been harvested, along with many other places. But so you have a row of circles on the ground, 10, 15 feet across.
Oh, hey, Gracie Bear.
Hey, baby kitty.
Okay, so it looks like somebody basically just came out and spread this stuff.
Oh, investigation.
Have that.
You have that? Make an investigation roll.
Used to be a police detective, remember?
Dun dun dun.
Have it as
I'd
well.
forgotten that. Does Dr. Anna have investigation?
Yes, she does.
Oh,
Not
you
as
can roll
many-
2.
I rolled 10 total.
I'll just roll once against the both of you. Ooh, Jesus, hard to find. Need a 14 total.
I'll burn a plot point.
12 plus reason is 3, so 15.
Dr. Anna finds it. You don't need to spend the plot
Oh.
point. She finds it. It appears to be shards of glass, and Dr. Anna, being the more academic of the two of you, recognizes it immediately. It appears to be something like an ampule.
Ampule.
Yeah, it's essentially a test tube that has been melted shut at one end, where it was, and it has been dropped from a tremendous height and broke on impact. It's actually not a test tube because test tubes are not this fragile.
Oh, ampules are meant to be broken.
So she's got science then of some sort. She's probably a doctor, or was, or probably a biologist of some sort.
You'd have to be even in the future. You know, that sort of stuff is specialized. Not everybody knows how to do it.
Well, once you find the first one, and you know what you're looking for, you find basically shards of glass from a small broken glass vial about yay big in the middle of each of those 4 things.
Hopefully it's all she's got, but I'm not Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to go pay her a visit.
Oh, yeah. I'm just waiting for it to get light and for everybody to get their shit together.
Yep.
Well, you were gone
Yeah, with
most of the
this bunch
day.
may take-
I'm sorry, say it.
I said, with this bunch, that may take a while.
Well, you were gone most of the day on the rescue mission. You got back in mid to late afternoon, so it didn't take long before it got dark and you guys did your thing. So about the time that you come back in from your investigations, Isko's done. Captain Harrows and Michael are done doing their research on the grain itself. And is that everybody? That's everybody, right? Yeah, that's everybody. So you all come back into town and, hey, it's dinner time. And in honor of today's difficulties, tonight's dinner does not have any rye in it at all. So, and now,
Well, they've still got to finish soaking it all.
whoever comes in first, who's the first, who's like the most scientific? Actually, she'd ask Dr. Anna. Dr. Anna's the one who seems to know this kind of stuff. She really ought to be asking Michael in this case, but she doesn't know that. So don't take offense, Michael. It's simply because Dr. Anna previously has been the most academically person. So
Science is science, right?
yeah, Tandy the bartender.
Dr. Hannah uses her doctorate. I don't.
Well, it just so happens that in this case, Michael would have been a better person to ask, but she asked Dr. Anna. When John Erlang and Dr. Anna come back into town, Tandy runs up to Dr. Anna and says, I need to know, do I need to throw out all of the beer?
No.
For God's sake, no. Just give it a minute.
Please
You
don't.
sure it's okay?
The beer should be fine. Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, anything that got boiled should kill the spore.
Besides, yeah, that it should be fine.
Okay, thank you. Because I haven't
No,
let
the
anybody
liquor, on
have
the
any
other
beer
hand-
all afternoon because of this, and they're getting a little cranky. And
now,
a
liquor,
couple of them
on
have
the
tried
other
my gin, and
Yeah.
those people are actively angry now. So,
I've tried your gin. I'm not surprised.
all right, I'll go tell people that the beer is safe. Whew. She goes,
Yeah.
runs back to the
He
Red
is
Dog.
Dr. Michael McLaughlin, but he doesn't use the doctor. So
I would use the doctor
it
because
makes
of
more sense to go to Dr. Anna, who does use the doctor.
only because of the show, and everybody else got into the habit of calling me that.
All right, let's call it like 8 o'clock at night. Get some food. You exchange your various notes of what you discovered during the afternoon, evening. Now what?
I think I think we're pretty sure who did it.
Yeah, we don't have a mystery to solve here right now.
No, we just need to go with. I think we just need to go and
I
have
think
pay a
what we need
visit.
to do is decide how we're going to handle this.
Pay a
Exactly
visit.
what we're gonna do.
My plan is as it has always been. Walk up, knock on her door, and politely discuss her lack of manners and what we expect from civilized people.
I think we better have a backup plan just in case she attacks.
I
Oh,
can do
I fully expect her to attack, and that is her own problem.
What did Kieran and then Lloyd say?
Oh, all I said was that's a given.
Oh,
I said we can do some. I can do some reconnaissance if you want me to. All sneaky like.
Ooh, sneaky.
You'd have to be sneaky because she can fly too.
Mm-hmm.
Not on her own.
I mean, Isko, you can come invisible.
I can do some recon for sure.
Yeah, I can fly us out there.
So, maybe you didn't notice, but when I went into fire form, these giant wings also sprouted out. So I now have flight.
Oh, you do?
That's not a power I took. I'm tired of being carried around.
you know, you're in a freak. You don't actually need wings to fly. You could just fly. It's
Man, and here
or just like you just stand here like this. You stand regally and
I think
fly
you're
through
thinking
the.
of a blue. I think you're thinking of the blue genie. Yeah, not that I'm not that kind of genie. I'm a fire.
Yeah, the problem was I was totally considering building a papoose.
That would have never happened.
Well, I
I would
unfortunately
said
have
no, thank you. I'll walk.
I understand, Craig. There's a certain dignitas that you have to have when you're a being of that type, and yeah, being carried around in a fireman's carry just it lacks a certain gravitas.
Well,
And the
it makes
papoose is even worse.
carried because I don't think I have anything that allows me to fly yet.
Well, the papoose is because he can shrink to 50, half his size.
Yeah, so we put him in a little papoose. Feed him,
It's like,
feed him a little
it's like
rough
his-
bit.
I'm sitting at another table for the rest of the night. I pick up my beer and I walk to another table. Yeah, okay, guys, whatever.
right then.
So anyhow, yeah.
So what's
I'm
the
ready for some
plan?
recon.
It's like
I'm ready
you
for
finish
some
dinner. During the evening, several people come up and thank Isko for saving either themselves or a loved one. And the people who are thanking him for somebody else are like, "Are you Isko, the one who burned the disease out of people?" And when they find out, yes, you are, they're like, "I just want to thank you.
Yes.
You saved my brother, sister, cousin, uncle, whatever."
Oh, awesome, man. Good deal. Glad to help.
All right, I'm coming.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then let's go do some sneaky reconnaissance and see what we can find out. I don't even know where this woman lives. I mean, have we actually checked out the mesas that she's supposed to live in?
No.
General direction.
She is. You head toward the floating mesas, and the Crag Keep is on the other side of the haunted forest from the floating mesas.
Yep. It put me a pretty good.
It doesn't sound like
I
one
am
of those
just
writing
so
good story.
The other power I took,
right now.
Brandon. The other power I took, Brandon,
I am
is
so
night
thinking of the
vision.
Wizard of Oz.
Sorry, too many people talking now.
That's
The other
all right.
power I took was night vision, and we're a little like the Predator Fleer.
Okay, wait, what?
Night vision was the other power that I took.
And what about
So
Predator?
it works a little bit like the Predator Fleer, gives the grades of signature.
like outline and color blocks? Is that true?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Little itty bitty flames in his eyes when it's on. So if you're really close to see it, if you're really close, you can see it.
So it's that would be like active infrared, which should give you like a black and white thing, right? No, it doesn't matter. It's your spiritual being. I should not try to project my scientific 21st century mindset on it. So, yeah. All right, great. Block the color. Not a problem. Well, that'll help you find footprints later. Who knows? Because that's how that works in movies. So, let's see. What else?
They're fresh enough.
Yeah. And RoboCop could use that to see through walls. As long as the person was like up against the wall, he could totally see the outline. You remember that, right?
Oh yeah.
Like punch through the wall and pull the guy through.
Oh yeah.
Totally doable. All right. So what did you say, Leslie?
I was just saying, why am I thinking of the Wizard of Oz with all these descriptions of past the haunted forests and all that stuff like that?
Yeah, I was thinking writing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate her flair. I hope she doesn't get me wrong. I'm not against her. We just have to have a discussion about what is acceptable behavior and what is not.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
We're disappointed enough to burn your house down.
Well, what I'm seeming to be noticing is that in any place you're going to run into superpowers, you're going to run into the ones that use them for evil and the ones that use them for good.
Which one are you?
I just think she needs a lesson in politeness. She was very rude, and if she would stop doing rude things, we can all get along just fine.
And we won't have to burn our house down.
Exactly.
Or throw water on her.
I would really dislike burning her house down. It wouldn't bring me much pleasure. Now, some of my friends, it would bring great pleasure to.
I'm really hoping to see what happened with the little rebellion that I started. That would be awesome.
I mean, Isko.
Speaking of which, have you checked your email lately, Isko?
Well, yes. While I'm sitting here at dinner, I will.
Isko pulls out his tablet, and apparently you do have a message from the Black Spider saying, I'm not going to give you the whole long thing because the Black Spider is much more verbose than I personally have the patience for. So, and it also there's lots of run-on sentences, and it's just not good. So, the gist of it is, if you want the cure to the disease currently ravaging your town, you will turn over the thinking machine. That's let me back up a bit. I have been instructed to tell you that if you want the cure, blah 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 blah, and then after that, it's like, and so that's like the part I was told to tell you, and then after that comes, and if I were you, I would go ahead and just hand it over because there's no way that you're going to reach the Violet Veil and get back in time to save those people. They will start dying very, very quickly.
Got it. Violet Veil, got it. Does he say anything about the little rebellion that he was supposed to start?
No, there's no mention of that.
I asked him about that. Hey, so
your email. Oh, one more thing. I'm not sure this came across. The subtext of this is that the cure for the disease is in the Violet Veil.
Yeah, no, I got that. I was gonna pass it
All
on.
right,
After
just making sure I've made that clear. Yeah.
Yep.
And then that's the end of that email.
Whatever time he came from has the cure.
Well, one would not make a disease without a cure. That would just be foolish.
Yeah.
Silly. So if he doesn't mention anything about the what I suggested that he do, I ask him about it. I say, hey, how'd that little thing go, man? I'm dying to hear about what happened.
Let's see how long that takes.
Meanwhile, I tell the rest of the party about. So it looks like we're going to the Violet Veil.
Yeah, it definitely sounded like a challenge to me.
Yeah.
It sounds like a trap to me. So what are we looking for?
Yeah, there's no response tonight to your how'd the whatever go.
Okay.
So yeah, once again, let's do a little reconnaissance and find out what's going on before we kick down the door and burn the place to the ground.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we really need to deal with the Violet Veil at this point. I mean, we've got a handle on the ergot, right?
You do.
So we don't really need to. So we can go to the Violet Veil in order to ambush their ambush.
Well, one of the things being the courteous, gentle person I sometimes am, I'm going to go talk to Georgie and say, we've got to deal. We're going to go deal with that person that seems to want to make you do something other than being a piano. And we're wondering, can you defend yourself, protect yourself? I'll go with Donald, of course, because he's the one that speaks with machines.
Yeah, you haven't built an automaton to play the piano yet, so you're limited to what?
Yeah, I've been a little busy.
Yeah, you've been busy.
That's what we could have done with one of those skeletons.
Skeletons. Oh, the dread guard.
Yeah, dread guard. Yeah.
I thought you were referring to the.
Why are the skeleton bones up to be the automaton to play the piano?
Oh, because your new neighbors would just love that. Are you trying to get
Smiley.
Just build an automaton from scratch.
Seriously.
But can you ask Georgie, can he protect himself if necessary?
How do you mean?
If somebody tries to take you forcibly, can you protect yourself at all in any way?
Can I prevent someone from moving me?
Yeah, like maybe make yourself untouchable.
No.
Mm,
How would that even work?
true. Donald, I don't suppose you can make him untouchable if he wants to be.
with the
I mean, I should say John.
automaton?
I don't know how I could make him phase from one existence to another so that he could not be touched without stopping his existence. I don't know how to do that yet. But that is a really, really good idea, and I will work on that one, I promise you.
Meanwhile, let's go deal with the hag.
I mean, I suppose I could equip him with, some blades or rig up some guns that he could fire by relay.
I don't think he wants to do that. I don't
How
think
about-
he wants to do that.
Playing to his strengths. Yes, I use that word punnily.
That's
Playing to his strengths and like something like an audible like alarm or blast or something like that.
Right, and plant a radio in there that activates when he plays that sequence, so that we know that someone's trying to mess with him.
And also, you can when you finally make
Better than nothing. It's not like having an actual guard here, but it's better than nothing.
yeah, and also when you make the piano player for him, you can make it also be a guard.
Oh yeah, I was thinking a flamethrower for starters.
Not in wooden structure.
Okay.
Yeah, those are really wooden, aren't they?
How about just a double barrel shotgun for starters?
Okay.
I think if we take care of the hag, we'll take care of the biggest problem poor Georgie has.
Well, we want to give Tandy a good bouncer, don't we?
True.
That too.
All right, so
I'm just okay. So way over at the bar, because you guys are having this conversation, it's very easy to hear, and there's like the whole bar just gets like really quiet all of a sudden, and over there behind the bar, Tandy's like looking at you like it's like you guys aren't, and she sounds like Cyndi Lauper, and I can't do that.
I know.
So she's like, you guys aren't talking about putting a shotgun in the piano, are you? Because
Only
I'm
if
thinking that might discourage people from playing it.
well, if we try and
I don't think that's what our friend, the captain, is suggesting. I think
Only
the
if they
captain
play
is
very
suggesting a bouncer.
Only if they play very badly.
Oh,
No,
it's a joke. You're joking. Oh, okay. Wow, you had me going for a minute there.
seriously, putting a shotgun in the piano was the weirdest thing you ever heard.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Encapsulation of concerns. So that's the one that impacted her life the most directly. So yeah, there you go. All right. Well, the evening is going to pass. Are you gonna are you actually making plans to do stuff or what? What's your plan?
Yes. I would like to go and do a little reconnaissance on the Hag of Crag Keep.
What now at night? I'm just asking.
Yeah, we can both see in the dark.
So you can. And as it happens, the pteranodons are not really active at night. So there is that.
So how about flight and invisibility, even if they were?
Oh, hang on. Let's try. Because I love this picture, and I'm going to show you these things.
Pteranodons, yeah.
That's the kind of thing that John Erlang is dodging every time he flies in the daytime. So,
Dude, orthodontist. Go see a dentist.
they are big and they are fast.
And they're
And they are surprisingly stealthy. Surprisingly stealthy. So anyway.
Well, I'm glad I know what they look like because I'm probably going to have to shapeshift into one of them.
That's right. You can both shapeshift it. Oh my God.
It.
You really can? Okay. And John Erlang can't go invisible, right?
Nope.
But Isko can, and he can take you invisible with him as long as you guys are touching.
Flying might be tough.
Well, considering that if you shape change, you can both.
Okay, that's true. We can use that as a last defense if we need to. I can go invisible and then touch you, and then we can basically both escape.
Okay, so as I understand it, you're flying north, or actually west. Sorry, because the map is crooked. You fly west, and your intention is to fly as far as the floating mesas, and then see what's past that, looking for a haunted forest, and then something that could be described as Crag Keep. That's your plan?
Maybe land on the floating mesas and see what we see from there.
What'd you say, Lloyd?
It's something vaguely witchy, yes.
Something vaguely witchy. All right.
Perhaps land on the floating mesas and see what's there.
Well,
I mean, knowing this kid and her sensibilities, I'm figuring it's probably the Addams Family house.
John Erlang has done preliminary excursions up and down the coast and inland a bit. He has not been this close to these, but he has seen them in the distant distance because he has that sight that can see to the horizon. Right. So he literally looked to the horizon and from, half mile up and saw something that looked very much like this way at the horizon. So he knows generally where they are. It's also pitch black because there's no electric lights anywhere. So you're flying over an dark landscape. Well, you can see at night, so it looks like whatever your night vision looks like. And you get to this, and these little rings of city around the mesas actually have lights. They don't seem to be electric lights. They seem to be more like flickering, glowing, like firefly type lights. And those.
Well, that's interesting.
It's about 100 miles from where you are, so it takes however long that takes you to get there.
So, Lloyd, I think you've got the same speed that I do. I think we're probably close on speed.
What, seriously?
1,300 meters.
Well, I was going by the power level, 7. Or, power level plus agility, I think.
For flight?
Yeah.
Power level plus agility for you would be 8.
Okay, so you're a little faster than I am then.
So
I'm 7.
What's your kilometers per hour, Craig?
Yeah, I need to look up the...
I think it's 1,400.
Perhaps? Yeah, that sounds about right. 7, yeah, 14. So, well, that's the all-out move, kilometers per hour, 1,400. Whereas John Erlang's would be 4,700.
4,700, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
It's only
100
miles. I'll slow down.
So effectively what we're talking about is Mach 1.1 for Isko and Mach 3 3/4, 3.8.
So
anyway,
that's the all-out move. Is that sustainable, though? Can we move that for long periods of time?
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay.
you don't need to. So it doesn't really matter because you don't need to.
Everything in between.
Anyway, so they leave, and there's a few minutes later, there's a muffled in the distance of two human, roughly, beings exceeding the speed of sound. Yeah, so 10, 15 minutes later, because I imagine you're not going like full speed. You're just because you want to see where you are, because you don't really know where you're going exactly, so you need to actually kind of see where you're going.
And
They're-
so,
they're just
4,700 kilometers an hour.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're just cruising at Mach 0.8.
Yeah, we're as a calm stroll through the park compared to what we could do.
Yeah, you have to actually see where you're going to find, because you don't know where you're going, so you're kind of finding your way. And so 10, 15 minutes later, you actually see the floating mesas, and you approach them. And like I say, they're big, and there's like rings of buildings around them that have in the windows various glowing, kind of vaguely firefly-looking lights, like a yellowish, warm, kind of pulsing light in the various windows.
Well, should we stop and say hi or keep going?
We're supposed to be looking for a haunted forest, aren't we?
Yeah.
You don't announce your presence if you don't have to.
Yeah, this is a reconnaissance flight. We're trying to be sneaky here. So yeah.
Keep it subsonic.
Subsonic, very good idea. All right, well, past the floating mesas, which are above a valley, you go forward for like another 100 miles, and you see various weird patches of landscape. You see like what is clearly a desert area, and you see a swamp area, and then you see an Arctic, like covered with ice area. And both the icy area and the swamp area are extremely hilly and rocky and have like peaks and hills and chunks of things poking up. And at one point, you pass what looks like the skeleton of a turtle that is about 2 miles long, just kind of laying there with like trees and vines and things and growing over it. It's jungle.
Oh no, not the world turtle.
And Gamera finally lost that fight with Godzilla.
So you have to like come back and zigzag a bit.
Discworld came to a very violent and unhappy end.
It's only a couple of miles long. It's not the Discworld turtle, whose name is Ahoon, if I remember correctly.
Atun.
Yes.
Ahoon? Okay.
Yeah. The world turtle.
Anyway, so you go like another 100 miles. You got to like come back and crisscross and trick, because it's apparently not a straight line, because you don't see anything that really says haunted forest to you. Eventually, if you cut north, and John Erlang knows this from his previous excursions, there is, for all intents and purposes, impassable mountains to the north. They go higher than the atmosphere does.
Right.
So, you go off that way and follow that for a while, and don't find something that resembles haunted forest. I mean, you see jungles and things, but nothing that really sings haunted forest to you. And you would think something called Crag Keep would look like a castle and probably have torches, right? You don't see anything like that. So you zigzag back and start moving back toward the south, and eventually, over on the southern end of a very weird area. Oh, here's some other weird things you see in the darkness. You pass an area that looks like, remember the Fortress of Solitude from Superman movies? Like big crystals? Yeah, you see that. It's just like there. It's not lit up. Or it kind of glows a little bit. So it's why it's so obvious.
That could be Crag's Keep.
Well, you circle it. You don't see any Dreadguard. It doesn't look spooky so much as alien.
Yeah. It's weird, but it's not creepy weird. It's not like Hot Topic creepy weird.
Hot Topic creepy. Oh, that's a pretty good description.
Yeah, no, I think.
And keep in mind that I've come up with this description based on her solely on like 5 seconds of actual interaction with her.
No, I just realized that now if by some chance we end up in conversation with her and she starts to turn nasty, Captain Harris is going to have to say something like, "Now look here, Hot Topic."
Oh, that's fine. You're gonna take my serious villain and just inside. Okay, you pass a section that is desert, like sand dunes, and in the middle of that, you see this. I'm just giving you like the quick tourist version of various stuff that you can pass. That is huge. That is an enormous domed structure.
It's like the cover of a 1950 science fiction novel.
Places when we decide to go explore.
Again, doesn't appear to be lit up at night, but it's enormous. Let's see, and there was
Mark
one
down on
other thing.
I gotta go back.
Weirder and weirder.
No, that's the other thing. And there's one more thing you run across before you find the actual haunted forest. Let me see if I can find it. No. Oh, come on. Well, if I don't find it in a second, I'll just give up on it and do it later. Do. No. Oh, is this it? No. You saw that before. Saw floating mesas.
Yeah.
Is this it? Well, that's weird. But that's not it.
He lost part of his world.
That ain't it. All right, I'm just gonna bag this. I might have put the picture somewhere else. That's ain't it. Oh, here it is. As far west as you go, the environment gets weirder and weirder, and you start seeing glowing areas of clouds from the ground up to the height you're flying at, just like weird glowing fog bank cloud things. And you run in across these.
Oh, wow.
Which are lit from the inside and just kind of floating through the glowing clouds.
How big are they?
Each of these bases is about as big as the town of Tranquility, so not huge, but big. Anyway, so there's that.
Well, that's interesting. Mark that one on the map too.
Okay. Eventually, though, you come back down east toward the floating mesas again as you zigzag and go south, and there's a stretch of mountain range that kind of makes like a spike and comes to like a point, and it gets taller as it comes to the point, and you see there a big castle, which you think must be Crag Keep, or at least it's the closest thing to something you could call a keep that you've found. And it looks like this.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice and creepy where a hag would be, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty poster of a hot topic.
So where's the haunted forest?
Well, here's...
Base.
These guys can both see in the dark, so give me a second, because you spot this before you spot the forest. Because the forest is dark, and this has lit windows. So you see that from 10 miles or so away, and you fly toward it. So this is like up on a raised area, and all around it is pretty much impassable cliffs going down. And then there's a kind of a zigzaggy stone road that comes down from it, that when it gets close to ground level, passes through forests. And you can, from the sky, you can kind of see through the forest where the path is, if you've got like the IR, which I think Isko does.
Yeah.
I think well, I'll just say you can both see it. So just because I don't feel like dealing with it. So you can kind of make out where the path goes through the forest, and then on the exit from the forest, there is a building. Not like right up against the forest, but like there's like a space of about quarter mile that the path through the forest changes to just a dirt road through trees, and it's almost visible, the demarcation between haunted forest and normal forest. It's weird because it's if you were to describe it to somebody like what made them different, you'd be hard pressed to nail it down like what makes it different. But it's obvious to you looking at it. That's haunted forest. That's normal forest. So
normal forest meaning the prehistoric
jungly sort of forest.
Jungly?
Yes.
Is that the normal?
you make an excellent point. The normal forest is actually jungle. It's like palm trees and conifers and things of that nature.
Giant ferns.
And giant ferns. Whereas the haunted forest looks like twisted oak trees and things of that nature. And also some pine trees and things like that as well. But like the time period of these plants. These are tropical plants, and these are scary German fairy story trees. And but then after you're about a quarter mile along, there's a big clearing next to the dirt road. It's not a dirt road going through the haunted forest. In fact, when the moonlight hits it, it seems like it's white, like it might be paved white. So it's actually not hard to see from the air if the light hits it just right.
I'll lean over to Isko as we're flying along and go, it's yellow.
I kept saying we're dealing with the Wizard of Oz in some way.
But the dirt road going through the jungle hits a clearing, and there's a building there, and it looks like this. Hang on.
It's probably where those goons live, or the minions live.
Well, actually,
and the hag just got her second nickname.
It looks like that.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, the minions have it nice.
Oh yeah, what a cozy little shack.
This is not in the haunted forest. This is in the normal jungle forest, rainforest, about a quarter mile away from the haunted forest, and it's actually at an intersection between dirt roads that cross in the woods.
So it would have been like an inn or something.
Yeah, it looks like a coach house or something.
Coach house, there you go.
Or an inn, perhaps.
Okay, there you go. These are the things you discover. Let's see. Now you get to make some rolls, and I'll tell you, if you roll well, I'll tell you more. Those are things you just see for free. So okay. I'll roll against you. I roll almost as low as it is possible to roll. It's nighttime, but you can see the dark, so fuck that.
We're rolling
you need to beat a 6. You need to meet or beat a 6.
We're rolling perception?
Perception. Just plain perception.
I did a 6 on the dice, so I rolled an 11.
11. What skill is that? What is that based on?
Perception and then reason.
7, 8. So 8?
11 here.
Okay, cool. What Isko sees is on that long snaking stone road coming down from Crag Keep, and I'll just tell you now, that is Crag Keep. You see Dreadguard marching along in groups of 6, two abreast and 3 deep. And they pass each other periodically. What John Erlang sees in addition to that is that circling Crag Keep in the air are things flying around. They don't look like pterosaurs. There's something else large, at least man-sized, flying around Crag Keep. Probably a couple of dozen of them.
Oh,
flying monkeys?
We're flying monkeys, yeah. Or the flying red guard.
See if I can get a closer look and see what they look like.
Really? Okay.
If they are flying monkeys, I'm going to lose my shit.
Well,
Far from the distance,
I'm your wingman, so we'll go check it out.
They are not flying monkeys. They're not flying monkeys. Just you guys, I swear.
They just happen to be primate-like humanoids with wings.
Yeah. They're flying apes, okay?
That's funny. I thought I had a picture of these things. Let me see.
They're actually lemurs. They are related to monkeys.
We're in Madagascar. It's full of
Flying lemurs. Yes, of course.
Could you imagine flying raccoons?
I can imagine quite a lot.
Those little bastards will get into anywhere even without wings.
Ooh, flying ferrets.
Yes.
That would be a problem.
I imagine so. All right, here you go. This is what appears to be flying around Crag Keep.
We already have flying cats.
Oh,
They're
harpies. Yeah,
Okay, this is where we should have been cryptid hunting. Not on Earth. Here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we got our wish come true then.
Oh my god. You know we're gonna have to spend some time in editing.
Yeah, I'll take some footage of them just for Captain Harrows to make him feel better.
If we ever do get home, yeah, we can say, hey, here, they do exist.
Yeah, we are going to have a hard drive full of gold if we ever get home.
Yeah.
Not that I particularly want to. This place is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. All right, so what kind of trouble you want to get into, man? I'll ask Isko.
Sure, we're not full strength, not a lot.
All right.
And this is a recon mission, as you reminded me.
You're right, yeah.
Yep.
We can go closer invisibly, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, you want to check out the coach house and see what its relationship to Crag Keep is?
Yeah, definitely we should do that. Do the Dread Guard, what they're called? Do they make it all the way to the inn? No? Okay.
No, they don't even get us. They don't appear to actually leave the stone road. They march up to the edge of the haunted forest, turn around, and then march back.
Is there just one set that marches each way, or is there more than one set of guards that does this?
The stone road itself is probably about a half mile long, so there's probably 10 to 15 clumps of Dread Guard.
Oh, there's a bunch. Okay, it's not like there's just one patrol we have to avoid. Okay. Oh, this is fun. Yeah, we should check out the coach house first.
All right. Where's my picture? Okay, I'll save that. I'm going to save that picture of the harpy because I'll use it later. All right, well, the sign hanging on the outside of the coach house looks like this. Just in case anybody cares, because I found it and I thought it was cool, so there you go.
That's a cool sign.
Pretty cool.
You land at the sign at the inn. It's actually. And do what? You walk in?
Nope. I'm going to shapeshift into like a brown bear, like something relatively small, like 4 feet, maybe, something like that.
Okay.
And I know Isko can go invisible, so he doesn't have to worry about it. And then I'm just going to look around the outside of the place. There are windows, so I'll just look through the windows.
I'll just be in my regular humanoid form, but go invisible and look in the windows.
As it happens, I was prepared for you to look in the windows, and this is what you see. It looks like that.
People? Any people?
At the moment, no. You don't see a single person.
Wow. That's interesting. Is there a stable or anything else, or is it just a stable?
There is. Yes.
Any horses in the stable?
Gingerbread, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what?
Gingerbread.
It's made of gingerbread, isn't it?
It's not made of gingerbread. It's made of wood. The building is made of wood. Yes, there is a stable. There is a horse. Make a perception roll. This will be difficult.
9.
Hang on, I got to roll against you. Because
13, best I can do.
All right. No. All right, so there's a horse in the stable.
Of course.
It just, if you're visible, when you walk by, it looks over at you, and then just looks away. It's just a horse. It doesn't appear to exhibit any non-horse-like behavior.
Okay. I feel like I'm missing something. Cool. Good. Well, just the one horse.
Just one.
Okay. Well, since I don't seem to see anything odd. Okay. Go back to the coach house. The inn, whatever we're calling it.
Okay.
Looks like an inn.
Yeah, I've got a slightly weird vibe about this place, so I advise that we don't actually go through the doors.
Only slightly, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how else we're gonna get in. What about upstairs? Is there any way in upstairs if we want to open a door, like open window or anything?
There are windows. Oh, I'll give you this for free. You don't have to make perception rolls because I don't want you to miss it. The windows have shutters, which are open. However, the windows are also barred. You, with your shape change, could get through them. It's not really a big deal, but they have bars.
So the upstairs windows are barred, the downstairs ones are not?
What do the rooms look like, though?
The upstairs rooms have bars. The downstairs rooms do not. That is correct. And on the inside of the window is hanging a wreath of garlic. Every window.
You got vampires around here, buddy.
We don't need fucking vampires.
Joy.
It just gets better and better all the time, don't it?
As if the hag wasn't bad enough. We have more about vampires too. Well, shit. Well,
Okay, well,
it's likely to keep them
That's
out,
something
right?
we didn't really look for as cryptid hunters. Or
Yeah.
did we?
Well, there was that time in Mexico, but that wasn't technically a vampire. It just drank blood.
Oh, chupacabra.
Okay, well, Isko, I think that our best bet shot at this point is to go ahead and fall back, and that way we can share this experience with the rest of our friends.
I would like to get closer to Crag Keep, though.
Okay, well, I'm going to suggest you do that one by yourself because you're invisible and there are puppies up there. And I could turn myself into one of them, but I don't know if they can identify each other.
Right.
How many harpies are we talking about here? Like dozens or
Dozens.
dozens?
So is it possible to skim the treetops and come in underneath them? How low do they go?
They do seem to be mainly with the upper half of the structure. It's true.
Then again, it's a haunted forest, so I made some trees might reach for you. I don't know. Who knows?
All right, we'll tell you what. I'll go low, you go high, and we'll do a circle the place a few times, see what we can see.
Okay. Yep, that sounds good.
I
I'll
believe
go
that.
higher up. Try not to encounter harpies, but I'll be invisible, so hopefully I won't encounter them anyway. Maybe they're vampire harpies.
Yeah, because regular harpies aren't bad enough.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
Actually, I don't know that Isko would. Isko's not really into that kind of stuff. He was just the driver, man. He was
Okay,
just the
so
driver.
your goal here is to get closer to Crag Keep and scope it out. Is that the deal?
Yeah, I'm going invisibly. And
All right, make a stealth roll, John Erlang.
All right. What's that based on?
Agility.
Oh, good. 13.
You're rolling against our perception. You get fairly close to the castle without being spotted, to the point where you can make out doors and windows and things. And the windows are all have like very scary gothic-looking bars on them, up to about halfway up, and then above that they're open. So you could theoretically fly through one if you wanted.
No glass. No glass in the windows.
What?
No glass in the windows.
That's a good question. No. The windows don't have glass in them.
Taking authenticity a little bit too far, if you ask me.
I'm sorry, what?
I said that's taking authenticity just a little bit too far, if you ask me. That place has to be drafty as hell.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. The stone road ends about 10-15 meters from Crag Keep itself, and apparently the front door of Crag Keep is a great big drawbridge thing that comes down, which is currently up. And on the bridge, facing toward, the approach, is a row of Dreadguard. So, that's that. And the door itself and the windows above it kind of has the look of like a scary face. Like the windows are eyes, and the door with the drawbridge is like the mouth.
Portcullis.
Portcullis, there you go. Anyway,
it's Castle Grayskull.
It actually has kind of a Castle Grayskull vibe to it, actually.
Okay.
So there you go.
Oh, what I wouldn't give for a can of spray paint right about now.
Now you're actually pretty close to the castle by this point, right?
Yes.
Lloyd, just tag the place. She-Ra rocks.
Oh, well, that's good. You hear a blood-curdling screech from above you, and a heartbeat later, you hear a half dozen more blood-curdling screeches.
Time for you to get out of there.
The first blood-curdling screech will cause me to dodge because I'm assuming that I'm about to get hit with death from above. And the second group of blood-curdling screeches will cause me to haul ass out of here.
How about you, Isko? You basically see this happening.
So did I, when I was doing my
You see the same thing he does. Is there something you want to know that I didn't already say?
I'm trying to see if I happen... since I don't know what anybody looks like, I guess it doesn't really matter. The henchman, I guess it doesn't matter. So no, I guess not.
Poke your head in the tallest tower with the lights on and see what's going on.
You're invisible. You could give it a try.
I'm going to give it a try.
Alrighty.
Famous last words.
Make stealth roll. Because I assume you're being sneaky even though you are invisible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's a safe assumption. All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay. One of the taller towers, there's a big open window with like a balcony even. And there's lights on inside. What do you roll?
Thank God for expertise.
Ones, did we?
One's the run, one's there we go. There's something decent. 13.
Oh, you made it. All right. The creature that you see looks like this.
Ugh.
It is looking at
We're
something.
the market unbuttably in this place. Huh?
It is standing at a machine.
That's the boyfriend.
I wonder which one of the three
The boyfriend.
that is.
So we're going to need the Iron Age for their children?
It's standing in a machine, and coming up from the machine are, those dryer hose things, those accordion silver tubes?
Yep.
Okay. Well, there's two of those, one right next to the other, and they come up out of the machine and then curve back and then come forward to like a box, which has like a periscope kind of a deal. And it's leaning close to that and looking through it.
I wonder which one of the minions that is.
I'm betting on Seymour.
Yeah, so do I see anything that looks like it might be used to write in that flowery script anywhere close to there?
Oh, make a perception roll.
It's reason, right? So 12?
Yes. This appears to be a laboratory of some kind. You see lots of glass vials and little flame things and curly-cued glass things and bubbling cauldrons and
Alembics and retorts and things like that.
It's all very scary and gothic and haunted house looking. And then, and then over at the far end is what appears to be a large nest-looking structure with a translucent curtain that goes around it that's currently pulled. Let's see. Oh, and there is a desk, and on the desk is sheets of parchment and a great big quilled feather thing. in a pot of ink like yay big. So it's like 3 times the size of what you would normally see like on Thomas Jefferson's desk on a tour of Monticello. But it kind of has that vibe to it. But there are also like technological looking things here. Like the machine it's currently standing at is technological looking. It's kind of vaguely steampunk looking.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some other vaguely steampunk looking devices and machines in the room that you're not, you don't actually know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm sure the captain would.
Yeah, I found Seymour. I do one circle around and then I leave. I want to see if I see any other balconies or other interesting ways in similar to that.
Well, there's bunches of windows. You look through most of them; they're empty.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, that's all the really fun stuff you see.
I think I'm pushing my luck, so I will hopefully set a rendezvous up. I don't know that we did that. Try to find Don Erling.
Where'd he go? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, he's not invisible.
Trail of harpies.
Oh, there is that.
Yeah, at what point do I hear that? Yes.
Around that point, yes. Thank you. Around that point, you hear one loud, blood-curdling screech, followed by a half-dozen loud, blood-curdling screeches. And you look in that direction, and you see a harpy doing like the diving down, death from above thing toward John Erlang. And it misses. He dodged, so I'm not going to roll. Its clawed feet are out and goes like right past him, and he's like, whoa! And then a half dozen more peel off from their circling patterns around the towers and dive down, and he's like, pew! That way.
Try to keep watching.
Does Seymour seem to react in any way?
Oh, immediately looks toward the window when that happens.
She's gone away. You're the one invisible. I dodge out of the way. And I leave as well.
Sense of movement.
And I beat Wings and get out as well.
Okay, where do you guys go?
When the harpies stop chasing me, I'll slow down and wait for Isko to catch up.
When you get to the far end of the haunted forest, the harpies peel off and go back.
Really?
Interesting. I see a cat behind you. Wait. Up in the boxes. That's awesome. All right, so I meet up with...
He's discovered them and has decided that they are his to play with.
Yeah. So I meet up with John early and let him know what I found.
You guys meet up.
Yep. I think I found Seymour, a.k.a. Black Spider.
All right. Right. As much as I really want to kick down the door and cause chaos and destruction, I guess we ought to go back and tell everybody what's going on and then make a plan.
You know that you're not unbeatable. You are really, really,
Convince
really good
me.
at fighting. What?
I said, John Erlang knows that he's not unbeatable. Erlang Shen, maybe not so much.
I mean, you have been taken down very close to defeat a couple of times.
Oh, every single fight we're in, yeah.
I'm really thinking this is a strong GM hint to cool your heels a bit.
Oh, no,
I'm thinking maybe.
I fully understand. You have to understand.
Hey, so how about check out...
Erlang Shen
We're out here.
knocked himself out of it before it happened.
Yeah. So, since we're out here, let's see if we can find that Violet Veil. Somehow it seems important. Seymour mentioned it to me. And yeah, I'm not calling him Black Spider anymore. I'm going to call him Seymour from now on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if somebody like that's dumb enough to let their name out, yeah, then call it.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, let's see if we can find that then. Do you have any directions?
Well, he didn't mention in the email where that was, so no, you don't. But presumably it's somewhere between here and Tranquility. So if you just zigzag back and forth after a couple of hours, you'll actually find it. It's a valley. It's actually the valley when you met Jacob and Carlos that were heading east. I'm sorry, west. If they had kept going, they would have reached this, but they didn't. They were like a day and a half away from it. And as you approach, it's not super bright, so it's not really visible until you get close. But when you get close, yeah, it's a valley. It's like 10, 15 miles long, maybe 5-6 miles wide, and it glows purple from end to end. All the plant growth in it is weird. It's like weird tendrils and big weird blossoms, and everything kind of glows purple. Violet, actually. Oh, and there's a structure. There is a tower, a very high-tech looking tower, like dead center.
Well, okay then.
Oh, not tower. Sorry, not tower. A geodesic dome. A gold geodesic dome.
Well, should we head for that? Done?
You know, this has got creepy written all over it too, man. It's got like movie creepy written all over it, as opposed to Hot Topic goth written all over it. But yeah, it's going to get creepy written all over it. Do a fly over and just check the area out. There was some mention made of a possibility of an ambush waiting for us here. I want to see if there's actually anybody in the valley.
There are creatures in the valley roaming around, mainly around that geodesic dome, and there appear to be entrances to the geodesic dome that the creatures come and go from.
Okay.
Around the rest of the valley, you occasionally see something moving, but not that much. However, make a perception roll, and I will roll against you, and we'll see what you see. This would be remarkably difficult. So difficulty 6, and I'm going to roll 2d6 and add that to 6, and I get a total of 14.
I only rolled 11.
All right, you that's what you see. You see from time to time you see creatures moving through the.
What kind of creatures are we talking about when you say creatures? Bears, hamsters, giant pangolins?
Well, the ones right near the dome. One of them you see seems to be a cross between a centipede and a panther, maybe, with a scorpion tail, and it's about 8-9 feet long. Has like an insect head and panther arms, like a dozen of them, and then a scorpion tail.
I'll look over at Isko and say, if you want to get any closer, I'll wait here.
It's like an experiment of some sort.
Almost sounds like a displacer beast.
And there's a bunch of those. And there's some other critters around. They all seem to be chimeras, mishmashes,
Chimeras, yeah.
combinations of other things.
Mashup. Yeah. How about flying creatures?
There are a few, but for the most part, they don't do that at night, so they're kind of nesting right now.
Can we get? Could I get close to the gold dome, being seen by the? He's shaking his head. could I get close to the gold dome without being seen by the creatures on the ground, or be too close to the creatures on the ground?
Oh, sure. The dome's at its middle, the very top part, is probably like 4 stories high. So yeah, sure.
Should I go this one alone?
It comes out of comes above the tree line and then goes back down.
There are very few things that I won't fight, but the pantherpedes, yeah, I don't want to get near those.
Okay, that's cool. I'll go invisible and check out the dome, kind of like I did with the Crag Keep.
Make a stealth roll.
Yeah, I'm assuming that.
Holy cow! I rolled 11 before adding my reason and power level.
So, wait, I'm sorry. We do add power level? I guess I haven't been doing that.
What? No. You don't. I do. The thing looking for you does. Because it has that power. All 14. Right. That is a really good roll, and you should not feel bad at all that these things start flying at you.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and roll the hit because you didn't really expect us to see.
No, I did not at all.
So, let's say. How many things try to attack you? Let's say 3, because there's a bunch of them. Let's just say 3. Oh, wow. I probably
He's
missed
flying?
you. If it
He's
makes you
flying
feel
on the
better,
ground.
I probably missed you.
Okay, and he's flying
So-
on the ground.
Flying.
Okay.
So,
Cool. What do the flying things look like?
well, they're small, about the size of a basketball.
Uh,
Sort of like if you crossed a bat with a squid. So they got like or more like an octopus, because it's more of like a floppy, roundish sort of body, and like hanging tentacles down, and then bat wings, like 4 of them. And anyway, so Isko,
You.
so they could see me when I'm invisible. It seemed like they came right for me.
these things appear to have come straight at you.
Wow, that's scary.
Agility, you need to make a ranged. No, it's close combat. A close combat defense roll. So it'd be brawn, and if you've got a force field or damage resistance, you add your power level plus 2d6.
No, I would have damaging more. So if they hit me, they'll take something in return, right?
Okay.
Good thing I have expertise on close combat. Woo-hoo. All right, so either way, slice it, it's 15.
Wow. They at the very last minute, you like look up and see these things coming at you, and dodge out of the way, and none of them hit you. But they can very clearly see you with their compound eyes that
Damn it.
make a circle all the way around the body.
Damn it. Okay. Well, that actually makes sense why they're here. They're like the spies or the surveillance. So did any of them take damage from my damaging order?
They didn't hit you, so no.
Well, they didn't hit me, so it doesn't. Oh, I thought that didn't matter. Okay, got it. Cool. I'm out of there.
All right, now what?
Oh. I think we've irritated enough flying beasties for the night, so let's head up.
Yeah.
Once you get more than, I don't know, 20, 30 feet away from the dome building, they don't chase you.
Very interesting.
They're very, very local.
Yep. Okay.
And they actually don't fly that fast. They're just very, very quiet, and they can see you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know they're there now. That's good to know. Cool. Right, maybe John Early and tell them what I found.
Flying bat squids. Great.
Well, yeah, basically a flying surveillance, so that's not a good way in. They could actually see me invisible. Not cool.
You know, that looks like the kind of place where a mad scientist would hang out. Mad scientist who might want to do
Weird
experiments.
experiments. Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at town, I've completely abandoned Leslie and Kieran and Donald. You guys have just been sitting there so patiently, and
Listen to what they found.
Sorry, guys.
I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you for being such good players.
It's very interesting listening to what they found.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hopefully you'll be involved in the rest of the game.
We'll be downloading from their body cams later.
Yeah.
So you guys go back to Tranquility or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
were.
Okay.
I think we've had done enough.
Hey, so I imagine that by this time, it's been a long day, and probably Captain Harrows and Dr. Anna and Michael, they've probably gone to bed, because it's probably like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night by now. So
Probably.
John Erlang and Isko get back to town. The town is basically dark, because it's nighttime. Bedtime.
And
People are going to bed.
I did set up Georgie with a vocal and singing
Gesundheit.
Hey.
module. I figure if they're off doing that, I might as well let Georgie have his own voice so I don't need to translate.
What are your skills? Do you have any like mechanical skills or electronic skills?
Engineering.
That'll work. Make an engineering roll. Oh, excuse me. Make an engineering roll.
Okay.
You just need to hit a 9.
I do that on the dice before my reason.
Outstanding. You find a CNC toy in the pile of debris that gets pulled in, on each trip to Wonquo, and you take it apart and pull out the guts, And the essentially the voice from the See and Say toy is now Georgie's voice.
Okay. We can keep working on that. Eventually, I hope he can accompany himself.
His vocabulary is extremely limited.
Does occasionally he say, H is for horse or something like that? Nay.
The piano says,
Piano says, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Let's play the ragtime jazz."
the voice cannot carry a tune. It cannot change its pitch at all. It always talks in this tone. It can sing the notes. I mean, it can sing the lyrics. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. But it doesn't sound like singing. Georgie is not happy with that, and he's polite.
Prototype. We'll work on this.
Okay, he's polite and he understands you're trying. It's actually a very nice piano.
If Georgie can give verbal piano lessons to those of us who can't speak with machines and want to learn how to play piano, it's perfect.
Actually, that's probably how he would look at it, and he would be grateful for that. Thank you. I can now give verbal instruction to people who are trying to learn piano. I think this will be invaluable. Or, as the voice says, I think this will be invaluable. I pretty much just that tone. All right. Anyway, you guys come back. The town is basically shut down. The bittersweet is still going. So there aren't many lights on, but most of them are at the bittersweet. So, yay!
See if anybody
We'll come back and we'll give them a report of all of the cool shit we saw.
Yep.
You wake everybody up and give them a report.
Oh, and at some point, I will ask Captain Harrows about the piano. I'm just curious. That's a benign, artificially intelligent computer, right?
Oh.
Why haven't you hooked like 37 different things up to it yet? Why haven't you hooked like 37 different robotic things up to it yet? Like, air defense systems and robots and phalanx guns and explosives and,
Because I don't have those things to hook up.
Well, get on it, man. Jeez.
Yeah, what have you been doing? I mean, to hell with fresh water for an entire town. Where are the weapons?
But first off, we have to find out if he wants these things. Georgie may be a peaceful creature.
I'm guessing he's very peaceful.
Wouldn't that just be a waste of talent?
I would not impose violence upon him. However, if he feels that he would like to help protect the town, then I would be glad to wire in a series of automated defenses.
Not a bad idea.
Actually,
anyway, I was curious.
You were asking earlier if it could defend itself. During that conversation, it will come up that while perhaps having some way of resisting being moved would be handy, and perhaps having some way of preventing being damaged would be handy, it is contrary to the ethical subroutines that all artificial intelligences are assumed to have for it to be able to have weapons.
Actually, making it unmovable is probably the best thing.
Okay, so it doesn't want to. So Georgie is a pacifist. Georgie is a conscientious objector. Pacifist is not going to get involved in any of this stuff.
How sad, really. Just think of the amazing toolbox.
That's what he's pretty much what he said, Brandon.
That's the essence of it.
Okay.
It doesn't come quite out. It doesn't quite say it refuses or it can't or it won't or anything. It says that would violate the ethical subroutines that all artificial intelligences are assumed to have. That is exactly how it phrases it. And if you ask him like for more details or to clarify, he winds up repeating that exact phrase.
Okay. So I will strictly assume that not all AIs have that subroutine. And I will also note that it is able to be broken, but I'm not going to mention that to anyone else.
Here, let me remove your ethical subroutines. Thank you! I can now rule the world!
Yeah. That would remove the benign word of John Erlang's description, and we don't want that.
You really don't. You don't want the most impossible thing in this reality to not have an ethical subroutine. So.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having murderous killbots. You just have to make sure that they're murderous killbots that are on your side.
Yes, exactly.
Well, it does seem to like you, so. All right then.
Anyway,
So
we'll give everybody a briefing on what they saw, on what we saw.
you give everybody the
On our
briefing what
field
you saw. Okay, what is everybody's responses? You've been woken up out of bed, and Isko and John Erlang spend half hour, 45 minutes giving you a play-by-play of everything they found, and they frequently stop and have to rewind. Oh wait, but you left out this. Wait, you left out that. And then, but by the end of it, you have everything that I've said in the last hour.
Okay.
Now what?
Probably should get sleep for the rest of the evening, and just because you guys probably haven't slept any, and head out first thing in the morning.
My present response would be, okay, thank you for the report, lad. I'm going back to bed. See you in the morning.
What kind of range were these things that saw through the invisible? 100 meters?
Oh, the squid bats.
Yeah, the compound eye things. Craig, you did it.
I don't know. How far away were they, Greg?
Yes, I am. They didn't go far from the structure. They didn't seem to attack until I got very close to the structure.
Yeah, not more than a few yards. Not more than a few yards.
Okay. So we could potentially snipe them from the undergrowth.
If your objective is to kill as many strange creatures as possible, absolutely, you can totally do that.
Well, isn't our objective Crag Keep?
Yeah, is there a way to drive around the Purple Veil?
Oh, absolutely.
I could just totally...
They did, on their way east, they didn't even pass over it. It's actually a bit to the south of the more direct route.
Okay, so we can just like leave that alone, like hit in on the way back.
All right, hang on. Let me show you the map.
I don't know who their new bosses are.
I went to the trouble of making this thing, so let me.
By God, we're gonna see it.
All right. Okay. All right. You see where the W in Wangwo is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You see where the N and the G. If you go straight up from the N and the G to this little section, right, this dark green cut through right here, that's where the Violet Veil is, right there.
Oh, okay.
The floating mesas are up here, and they cover a lot of ground. They're not necessarily they're at least 5-6 kilometers apart, each of them. But there's probably 24 of them. You guys didn't count, but there's, let's say, 24. And if you continue west, I probably said east, I meant west. If you continue west, way over here, like right there, is where Crag Keep is, on an outcropping that has sharp sides going down. And this dark green just to the right of the D, that is the Haunted Forest, which you have to go through to get to it. And then kind of down from that, where this curve of the S is right here, is where the House of the Dragon is, which is the name of that inn that you guys saw. Its actual name, as much as it has a name, is House of the Dragon. So,
Can't imagine why.
any question? Oh, this light green here is swamp, and this very light green is desert. It really ought to be yellow, but screw it. And then somewhere around here, there's like a patch of Arctic ice, but it's not on the map.
Maybe that's why the place is called the Madlands.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
Okay.
let's say this yellow spot down here, and this yellow section over here. Let's say those are Arctic ice, but it also kind of changes from time to time. So there you go. Any map you get of the Madlands is at best a suggestion rather than an actual rule. So,
Right.
all right then. Yay! You sleep. You get up. It's the next day. You have breakfast. Yay!
Ooh, very.
People who got up before you have been rinsing rye in brine and then rinsing it in fresh water to rinse the brine off, and have been doing that all morning.
And then laying things out to dry so it doesn't mildew.
That's a very good idea. Yes, that's a good idea. And then the person you say that to runs off and says, "Oh my gosh, guys, we need to hang stuff to dry so it doesn't mildew." And everybody's like, "Mildew? What's mildew?" You know, like you leave something wet and it like stays.
Fungus.
Yeah, a fungus, just like the one that you just washed off.
Right. And there are a fair number of people around without eyebrows, and people are trying to be cool about it, not make fun of them. So, what do you do?
Well, apparently I just saved them all saved their crop, but so we can now leave.
with your offhand comment, you literally saved their entire rye crop. Yes.
Yes.
They don't know. So.
Kind of like the old sea captain going, "Oh, ergot, yeah, Salem witch trials. Happened down the street from where I grew up."
Oh, this fella comes up and tugs on Captain Harrow's pant leg. Oh, damn it. What'd I do? I clicked the wrong thing.
We saw it briefly.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. One of these guys. It's about knee high. Tugs on Captain Harrow's pant leg.
This is a 3rd gen or a 4th gen?
This is second.
2nd gen.
They're up to 3rd generation. Those are the ones actually doing the work now.
Yeah, okay.
Those guys are more special. The 3rd generation is more specialized. You've got like welding bot and I don't know, other bots, other
bot.
specialized bots. Yeah.
Are any of the bots making bots? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, bots are making bots. Bots are replacing bots. Bots are now disposable creatures. The bots will just make more bots.
And they don't seem to mind.
No, not for their creator. It's what they're built for.
So, anyway, tugs on and in beep boop beep boop beep boop beep 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 boop boop. You know, you understand what he's saying. Yeah. Nobody else does. We think that your vehicle's ready.
Oh, good. Hey, Buddy here says that says their new set of wheels are ready. Who wants to go check it out?
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead and share that picture again, because I don't think I have it handy.
Okay. Bring it up real quick. There we go. And there it is. Yeah. It's basically a fishing boat on treads.
Cool. How fast is that, Captain?
How fast does it need to be? It'll get you there.
Well, you got a couple 100 miles to get to Crag Keep. That's why I was curious.
If it's slower than 470 miles per hour, I'll meet you there.
That might not be wise. There are things in the way.
Yeah. How about we stick together, hang out? We can do our knitting on the stern deck. I'll just have it drive us there.
I think better have air conditioning.
Well, yeah, of course.
Um,
We really
the little robot who's like standing there with its little arms and its little hips, like
Uh-huh.
looks over at John Erling, and you say "of course," and it looks up at you, and it like just does this, and it runs off, and there's like a little cluster of them, and they're all like beeping and booping at each other, and they all turn to look at Captain Harrows, and they and then they all scatter and start collecting bits of hose and pipe and something, some kind of metal coil from a still, and
Okay, it will have air conditioning shortly.
that's the gist of it. Trying to
Do we-
find.
didn't go with us by any chance, or can we get ourselves there with the usual being carried or flying on our own? I was thinking this is going to be something more local.
Well, listen, we can take the thing overland. I mean, Brandon, are there methods of getting through the forest with this thing? Like
Yeah,
a
you
road
should be able to.
path?
It's got tracks, tracks. You might have to make a few detours, but sure. And one of the robots will give Captain Harrows the specs, and among those is its land speed is approximately 57 kilometers per hour, and its swim speed is approximately 8 kilometers per hour, up to a depth of about 4 meters.
Okay.
If
Now,
you go
here's the
deeper,
question, how
if you go in
hard
deeper
and-
water than that, water will flood various important areas of the vehicle.
Okay.
It'll have air conditioning in the next half hour.
Yeah.
Sorry, we overlooked that. Sorry.
Well, we'll have to work on patching the holes and figuring out something for the hull so she'll take deeper water.
Well, it sinks, so theoretically, it could go across the bottom of any body of water. The problem being, you need to breathe.
Good point.
Important.
How well armored is it?
That's what I was, yeah. That's
Armor?
an important question. Armor.
I'm just asking all the wrong questions.
The robot looks at a clipboard and says, "There's no mention here of armor." Only Captain Harrows can actually understand it, but its body language is pretty clear that this was not part of the original specifications.
I don't think it's ready to go with us yet. I'm
Now
sorry.
we can add armor. Of course, it'll be heavier and therefore slower.
Weapon systems?
Again, not part of the specifications.
Looks at the clipboard.
We do have weapon mounts, however. We foresaw that you may want to mount weapons on it, and it'll point to several positions where you could mount like a machine gun or something, if you had that, which they currently do not have.
No. Although I suppose we could build some Gatlings.
And just how loud is it? Just out of curiosity.
What would the motor be, Donald? It'd be electric or diesel or what? If it's electric, it's quiet. If it's diesel, it's not.
Yeah, if I'm doing this all out of tech and not using up the diesel from the truck yet, I'd probably run it on a geoelectric.
In which case, the loudest thing.
Science. If it can I say that it runs on my ability to animate objects?
You can if you like, but you also you paid a point for vehicles. It can be an electric vehicle. They just scavenge together a whole bunch of lithium-ion and/or lead-acid batteries or something, and it's one of the many reasons that it sinks is it has like about 2 tons worth of batteries in it. So
no, this is a stealth creature.
The tracks are actually quite loud. When they cross ground, they are not quiet. They are tracks. They crunch and go.
Clankety, clankety, clankety.
Yeah. So it's not exactly silent.
I've been watching tank restoration videos on YouTube lately. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, so no motor noise.
Not as such, no.
Hey, Cap, could you incorporate those suits of armor with the electric whatever force fields instead of armor?
I don't know, but
You can really do anything you want to do. What it boils down to is your point that you spent on vehicles. Those vehicles are going to get trashed in combat. No matter what armor you put on them, no matter what weapons they've got, if they get into a fight, chances are they're going to get trashed because you spent 1 point. So it'll get you there, but as you were calling them earlier, disposable vehicles, just get used to that idea because they're going to be. You can replace them as easily as they are destroyed, if that makes you feel any better. You just might have to walk home in between.
Congratulations, it's the Turkish army.
I just might have to salvage them for a jetpack and fly home.
You might.
In which case, I'll gather up food, water, lawn chairs, blankets, everything you need for a road trip.
Okay.
Show up with this like over my shoulder, like, great.
The question still makes me ask: do we really want to be away from the town this long? That's why I'm asking: do we want to use the vehicle, or do we want to fly? Based on the trouble the hag could cause.
Okay, you're the one who doesn't have a way to move at least
half mile.
I have no problem with being carried. If somebody offers
25 miles an hour.
Okay. Looking at the map and how you've got to kind of go around a mountain to get there.
It's only about a 10-12 hour trip.
Or more?
Say what now?
To get to Crag Keep in this thing, it's only about a 10-12 hour trip, isn't it? The thing moves at about 25 miles an hour.
Oh, I was about to tell you it would take it like 8 days. But that's because I was thinking it was 50 kilometers, give or take, a day rather than per hour. So hang on, let me divide 8 days by literally 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking the better part of a day.
Mm-hmm. I think we can manage that. Deal with that way, as opposed to.
So you can get 2 hexes on the map per hour. So it's like an 8-hour, depending on if you, with restroom breaks, about an 8-hour drive.
Yeah. While everybody else is getting stuff ready, I'll break out a radio. I will show the sheriff how to use the radio to contact us in the event of an emergency.
Okay. Hello.
And we'll tell her that we'll be gone for a couple of days.
Hello. Hello.
I'll answer it if it works on one of ours.
Radio check clear.
Radio check. Test.
There you
Clear.
go.
Good. Clear's good. Okay. Radio check. Clear.
Yeah, don't turn it on. Don't leave it on. Turn it off until you need it. That way you don't run out the battery.
What if you need to contact us?
I
guess that there would be no point because wait, what if you need to warn us about something that's coming this way?
That's
Then
true.
one of us will fly here and tell you
That's
about it.
really good.
Oh, that's the good point because you can fly like crazy fast. All right then. Well, I'll just leave it off until we need you.
Okay.
I was gonna say I could probably have a power output over at the water fountain to recharge it.
That'll work too. Just show her where to plug it in.
Yeah,
She figured it out. She's not dumb, you know.
yeah,
She's not a caveman.
yeah. Let's just keep it charged and let's just have it on monitor. You never know.
So when this red light turns green, that means it has all the fuel it needs to run for a while. Okay, I've got it.
When the light starts blinking, it is low on fuel and needs to be
Connect it to this thing and
yes.
leave it there until it's green again. Okay, I can do it.
Okay.
So where are you going exactly? Because nobody's actually told her what you're doing. You've built this war wagon.
The hag who was so impolite on her last visit. We're going to go
surrender the thinking machine.
Yes.
Yes. We're going to go remind her that we are a polite society and she needs to have better manners.
Okay. Good luck with that.
I don't expect it to end well for her.
Well, last time we tried this, we ended up dropping somebody from orbit.
Well, that turned out okay for us, so I have the utmost confidence in you.
He did survive.
Well, you knew he was gonna. I at least knew he was gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I kind of hoped he'd splat like a watermelon, but yeah, well.
No. For that, you want to behead them and burn them.
In fact, I knew he was going to leave a crater.
Going to bed, sweetie?
Oh, well. That having been said.
Sweet dreams. Sebastian was in here earlier. I don't know where he is. Okay. All right, then. You pack up your stuff, your supplies for a few days, and head out.
Onward.
Okay. Because I don't want to turn this into a 3-week road trip, because I just don't. I'll point out a couple of fun things you pass on the way. In addition to the abruptly changing environment. Once you pass the floating mesas, in the daytime, there are vehicles flying around between them that look vaguely like dragonflies or butterflies. But John Erlang and anybody with binoculars can see they are mechanical devices. The people flying the mechanical devices, now they look like vaguely humanoid dragonflies or butterflies, or something like that. Their wings are translucent and kind of like stained glass, and they are definitely insect people. So that's who lives in the floating mesas, in case you cared.
That's cool.
Okay. I take that.
Everybody has higher technology than the humans.
Let's see.
So none of the peoples on the ground have had contact with any of these?
Not that you know of.
Interesting.
Nobody you've met has ever
Yeah.
talked to these people or creatures.
Right.
Let's see. What else is going on? That's not what I wanted. You'll probably pass the bubble guard, the great big dome thing that has a terrarium in it. It is vast. It is miles wide, and the dome itself goes. You have to like detour way around it. I'll show you again because it's kind of worth seeing. Why not?
Is there anybody inside that?
You don't see any people.
I was gonna say it's a shame we don't have a couple of 88 millimeters on this thing.
You see various forms of what appear to be plant life that go 30, 40 stories high.
And is
Is
there like a
living plants?
built around it?
I'm sorry,
Maybe
what?
Smart plants?
one thing.
Some-
Craig first. What'd you say, Craig?
Yeah, I'm just saying again, maybe they're smart plants.
Maybe. What'd you say, Lloyd?
Is there a city built around it?
There are buildings. There are no people. They appear to be empty.
Ah, okay.
They appear to be empty and long since abandoned. If you like cruise by one, like the weather has worn down the corners of things, and there's like sand all around. Oh, this is one of the desert areas that you pass through.
Yeah, every so often, if we pass something interesting like that, I'll fly over there, buzz it, look around, and then fly back.
It's interesting. Inside the dome is plant life, some of it enormous. Outside the dome is long since abandoned cities, buildings right around it, no people. And other than that, just sand.
Okay.
Let's see, there's something else I want to show. Oh, another thing you pass in the desert is this. And here's what's curious about this.
Yeah. Dude, I am going to be having nightmares about that for the rest of the night. Jesus.
Here's what's curious about this. This is large.
There's something else curious about it?
Wait. So, if you were to walk through that opening, you would only be about you'd be about half the height of that opening. That opening is about 12 to 14 feet tall.
Wow.
I'm sure.
The
I
weird
think it came
thing-
from Earth somewhere.
Oh, sorry, say what?
It probably came from Earth somewhere. It looks like an Earth kite kind of thing.
Well, the weird thing is that no matter what angle you look at it from, like if two of you are on opposite sides of it looking at it, it looks like that. It always looks like it's facing you, no matter where you are.
All right, that's creepy.
It's a clown. Of course, that's creepy.
I hate the Midwest.
I wonder what Midwestern little park it came from originally, out of curiosity. Brendan, did it come? Is there a name that like it came from one of those Midwestern? I mean, those the 19 whatevers.
I
parks
don't
and
know.
places?
I don't know where that came from.
You know, the Guinness Book of World Records of being the world's largest creepy clown statue that looks like it's
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hang on, he wants to come in. Come on. Hey, kitty. Row.
What's up, Sebastian?
He want to come hang out. Hey,
Round
kitty.
Sebastian.
All right. Let's see. And you pass through huge sections of swamp. And one of those looks kind of like this, which is kind of weird.
Oh, that's
There's like
great.
weird mustard clouds that almost look liquid floating in the air above you. Anyway, you move on through. And eventually you get to actual normal-ish sort of jungle, rainforest. What are you doing? Hello.
Hey, Sebastian.
Oh, what an
And,
adorable kitty.
And then you get to the House of the Dragon.
Okay, but as we're getting toward the House of the Dragon,
Mhm.
I look over to Isko and John Erlang and say, "So we stopping or rolling on through?"
I think we should stop here first.
Yeah, my curiosity's got the better of me. I want to find out what this place is all about.
At which point, the Velociraptors attack. So,
Wait, there are velociraptors?
well, actually, no, because Velociraptors are actually like half the size of the raptors in the movie.
Yeah, they're about 3 feet tall.
Yeah, so these are not 3 feet tall. These are
These are like Utah Raptor.
these are like Utah raptor size, and there are literally dozens of them. So let's just start going. I'm going to start attacking people, and you can roll defenses. They roar. They don't actually roar. They just move very quickly, like a flock of birds made of leather and teeth.
Spiky things. Yeah.
Yeah, and leap up onto the machine and whoever's visible, they start going after them. So, who's visible on this big machine as it pulls to a stop?
Yeah.
I was probably sitting on the back deck in a director's chair with an umbrella over me. Yeah.
Let's say six of them attack you. So, this would be close combat.
Okay.
Actually, it's unreasonable. Can't get 6 to attack you at one time. So, let's say 4. Let's say 4 is the most anybody can get attacked at one time. So, we'll just be the first 4. So, close combat. So, these have strike, but their power level's low. So I'll add. So, 14, 9, 9, and 11.
14. 7 and 7.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Guys who rolled 9 hit
You want
you?
to roll for each one?
And one more.
Okay. 14 and 14 again. 7 and 7.
Okay. The guys who rolled kind of well, chomp but miss. But the lizards that rolled worse each hit you. Lose 2 endurance. Chomp, 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 chomp. And there's like a dozen more where those came from. Anybody else visible on the machine?
I'm staying inside with the air conditioning.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Sad.
Actually, yeah, that's the best idea.
I happen to be driving the thing. I assume I'm in the cockpit.
And because of the nature of things, the cockpit is open to the air. So the passenger compartment is air conditioned, but up where you are with your great view of everything. So 4 of them attack you.
No, it's closed in. I didn't see a flying bridge on that one.
All right, then. They don't get to you, but they see you because you have the most windows.
Yes, correct.
And they are trying and rolling really well. Oh, my God. Got 2 16s in this roll. So windows are cracking as they are going, trying to get to you in the enclosed combat. They haven't got to you yet.
If a window gives way, they get a blast in the face.
Hasn't yet. Meanwhile, people inside in the air conditioning, which I guess is everybody else.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just going to pick one of you at random. Let's say Michael. Michael glances out the window and sees a half a dozen raptor dinosaurs climbing the side of... And at that point, you kind of hear it like... As things are climbing onto...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, sure is that.
Guys, you know the buggers in Jurassic Park with the funky claws? We got a lot of them.
Well, got to do something about that.
All right, then. Let's go right to left this time. Just shake it up a little bit. Lloyd, 4 of these things, all within easy reach of you.
Could I just reach out, wrap my arms around all of them, and take off?
That seems unlikely.
Okay.
But, if you want to try rolling, you can try. Let me see. I've got a
Well,
thing
if
about...
I can just say they are man-sized, if I can just say 2 of
They
them,
are.
let me try that.
2 is much more reasonable.
Okay.
Where's my actions? Actions. It's like sneak attack. A penalty die on each roll, which means you roll 1d6.
Okay.
And each of them rolls against you. So try twice and roll twice, and you're rolling 1d6 twice.
7 and 7. So we all have 7. 7 and 7.
Okay. Let's see if they dodge aside.
You are not somebody who's close combat, are you?
Well, he was
Well,
only...
I'm doing a sweep attack. I lost a die.
You attempt to grab them, and both of them dodge aside.
Then I'll just take off.
Okay. Pooh.
And
They
can
cannot
see
fly. You get a couple of like at you as you take off, but yeah, once you get at least 10, 15 feet up, they literally cannot reach you. They are not like tremendous jumpers or anything. They could probably jump like another 3-4 feet up from where they are, but no. You were out of reach, easily so. You didn't attack, you didn't move. You're basically done. What else do you want to do? Is that it?
It is my intention next round to start doing flying sweep attacks on them, but I'll wait
Makes
until
sense.
my action again.
Yeah,
Leslie.
if I'd known raptors were climbing up the treads, I'd have thrown her into a full left spin.
Well, you would actually come to a... They're apparently not completely stupid, because they waited for the thing to come to complete stop before they attacked.
Right. But as they're climbing up on the treads, I just throw her into a full left spin. And now hopefully they're getting chewed up in the tread.
Well, it's going to be your turn in a second. Michael.
Okay, yeah.
You're in the air-conditioned section. You can hear them crawling up and onto the machine above you.
We have no windows here, so
You know you have windows.
if I can catch a sight of one of them, I want to get in that little bugger's mind.
Go right ahead.
Okay, that's power and reason. What's the
Yes.
number?
Yes. Plus 2d6. And I'm rolling against it with my presence. No, not reason. Presence.
Presence,
Presence.
okay. Not as good as my reason, but not as bad. 14 total.
And what are you doing?
Mind control. I want that bugger to do what I tell him to do, which is probably attack one of his buddies.
Oh, well, they very much want to attack something.
Okay.
So, yeah, not hard to do at all. All right, you bing on one, and it goes and chomps down on the one to the left of it. And they start going at it. So that basically takes 2 dozen out of the fight. Hey, make note of it. There you go. 2 down. And they just start they fall off the side of it and just start fighting.
Okay, that's what we want him to do.
Dr. Anna, in the same compartment with Michael and Captain Harrows.
Slide open. Do the windows open?
Sure, why not?
All right, slide open a window a little bit, not a whole bunch, because not inviting them in. And can I shoot any of them from any of the windows, rather?
Sure.
All right. I will shoot at one. There we go. A second. There we go. With blast.
So your agility plus power level.
Yep. Just
And I get my agility and my skilly armor.
Bleh. 10.
That's all you needed, exactly 10. Pew! You put an arrow through the throat of one, and it and it falls off and squirms and tries to get the arrow out.
Hopefully one of its buddies will go after it. Since it's
Captain
down.
Harrows, up in the control panel. They see you. They are trying to get to you. They have not breached the windows yet.
Okay. Machine control, full left spin.
Alrighty.
And I'm using the machine control for it. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 on machine control.
All right. We're going to treat this as like the vehicle is actually attacking all of the things
Right.
that it could stomp on.
Yeah. It's a dog trying to take off the fleas.
Okay. Everybody in the vehicle.
I do announce, hang on.
Over the intercom comes, hang on! And then,
All
whoa! The whole thing just starts spinning. We'll just say a half a dozen of them are crushed underneath the treads as the thing spins in a circle. That's fair enough. I rolled, So, actually, between what I rolled and what you rolled is how many will get crushed. So, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 5. 5 get crushed by the treads. and the other ones either cling to the side or leap out of the way.
Fair enough.
So 5 more. 1, 2, 3,
So that's 7 out of
4,
action.
5.
Because you got
Okay.
2 fighting, so that's 7 out of action.
Let's go.
Plus the one Dr. Anna shot, that's 8.
That's, yeah.
So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to know if it'll work game mechanics and rules wise. Basically, jump out of the door, swing it, slam it open, jump out into the middle of a bunch of them if I can.
Sure.
But here's the fun part. So I'd like to upgrade damaging aura to damaging aura explosive using ultra power. Is that a thing? Is that possible?
Yes. As
Okay,
long as
I'd
you've
like
got
to-
damaging aura as a power outside of the ultra power, you can
Yeah.
buy a follow-up power that
Fantastic.
immediately next follow-up power in the ultra power.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thought
Okay.
so.
And actually, you were down 9 of them because Dr. Anna shot. Wait.
No,
No. You're right. That's 8. That's 8. You were right. I'm wrong. 8. Okay.
I mean, if you want one of them to spontaneously die, I'm not going to argue.
No. I was Okay, so Isko jumps out
Yep. Jump
and
into
turns
the middle
on
of the
damaging aura explosive.
Yep.
Let's see, how many would that likely be? It's they're fairly tightly packed. Let's say 14. So I'm gonna roll just once for all of them, and you can roll once for all of them, and we'll see how it goes. You don't want to roll 14 times, do you? Yeah.
I do not.
No.
Let's see. 10. Do I add?
I'll adjust it up and down depending on how well or poorly I roll.
Yeah. Do I?
I rolled the worst I can possibly roll. So
Wait, I know I add power level to that, right?
you do, yes.
Okay,
It's
so
brawn
14.
plus power level plus 2
Brawn
6
plus-
for you.
Oh, 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I got a total of 7, which is literally the worst they can roll for this.
Okay.
That's
Oh
10.
no, that's 3 levels.
Ouch.
That's 3. No, that's 3 added levels.
So let's say
7 off
8. You
or 10 off.
burst into flame.
It's like it's
And-
rolling flame that goes out from me.
Captain Harrows from up in the control room sees in the rearview mirror basically just like a hemisphere of flame come off of Isko, and 8 of them are roasted.
Mmm.
Nice.
Yummy.
It smells like
Could
chicken.
eat tonight.
Let's see.
Bet you they taste like chicken.
Mmm.
We may have to stop and.
Well, they are a
and-
ancestor chicken, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a bird of some sort.
I think yeah.
Tastes like chicken before there were chickens.
That's
They're
16 of them down. You've taken out over half of them that you know of so far.
Right.
So that's pretty good.
Morale.
Morale. They're hungry.
I think we're gonna be eating well tonight.
Yeah, I'm like morale check.
John Erlang.
Yes, sir.
Actually, they're fighting and chewing and there's somebody's going to get into the window and start attacking Captain Harrows at this point. But before that happens, you see in the no, I'm gonna I didn't. You guys, it's been a while since I showed it. I'll share it again. Hang on.
Goes our surprise.
All right. Now it's daytime, so although it's always kind of gloomy here, but it's daytime. In the front window of the House of the Dragon, a neon sign lights up that says vacancy.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It wasn't there before. Right then. So, let's see. They can't reach John Erlang. We can try to reach Dr. Anna. Let's try to get at Dr. Anna through that window. I rolled really well. 16.
So I have to roll something?
Yeah, you've got the window in the way. Roll 3d6. And your brawn. Do you have damage resistance or armor?
No,
I don't think
I'm
so.
indefatigable.
Okay. 3d6 plus your brawn. You're trying to keep one from coming through the window at you. You need to roll 16. 16. How do you cross your fingers? It's like this? It's like middle over. Yeah? Okay, there we go. 16. I rolled really well.
I rolled 14.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, at least it's only one level.
Lose 1 endurance. One actually smashes through the window and bites you and is attempting to crawl into the window. It hasn't yet. Its head is in and has bitten you, but that's all so far. 1 endurance. Captain Harrows.
Yeah, just a second.
Apparently he ran to the bathroom.
Okay. Is this a good time for a bathroom break? In the middle of a fight? Because I kind of need to go too.
All right, bathroom break.
Bathroom break.
Okay.
Pausing.
Well, I think I was about to shoot one of these things in the face.
Back to the game.
If not, I see you.
Actually, they are about to attack you in the face.
Oh.
So, only 4 can attack you at a time, but there are more than 4 trying to get into the control room. So we're going to let 8 of them try to get into the control room. And we'll see how that goes. Because although once the first couple get in, the rest are just going to follow. So let's see how it goes. Oh, I rolled really, really well on 2 of them. 3 of them. Yeah. Glass shatters. 3 of the 8 get into the control room. They don't get to attack you yet because they've done all they can do. But you are now sharing the control room with 3 of these things, and there are many, many more outside, raring to get in and meet Captain Harrows because they've heard so much about him.
I don't think they really want to meet Captain Harrows. Those that meet Captain Harrows die a sudden death.
Meet Captain Harrows. Let's see. Isko is outside, surrounded by the smoking, curled up husks of roasted raptors, and it actually smells pretty good. It smells like barbecue.
We get chicken for dinner.
Let's
Well,
see.
prehistoric
Are they
chicken
going
anyway.
to approach Isko? You know, I'm thinking we're fairly clever for reptiles, and you just exploded in a ball of fire and took out 8 of us. So we're going to leave a berth of space around you, and we're going to attack the vehicle, because the people in there are, we hope, crunchy and delicious. So they run around Isko and then toward the vehicle and climb up and try to climb in windows. At which point, a couple of more windows smash in the passenger compartment where Michael and Aunt Dr. Anna still are. A couple more windows smash, and they're raptors wriggling in. The windows aren't much bigger than they are, so they're not all the way in yet, but they will be on their next action. John Erlang.
Okay.
Vacancy.
How many of them are still out and about?
You see more coming from the jungle, but at the moment, only about a half a dozen are actually on the machine. And, actually, it'd be more than that, because we had 8 up front. Let's say 3 dozen. Okay, so about 15.
Okay.
About half dozen on the back half, and a good 8 or so up by the control room where you know Captain Harrows is.
Okay. What I want to do is I want to do a flyby and try and just clip as many of them as I can in a straight line as I fly past.
Okay. So you can get 3.
Okay.
1d6 plus brawn plus power level.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 10, a 9, and a 10.
And I roll a 16 and a 12 and an 8. So you missed first 2, right? The third one you slash across and it falls off, and It's not dead, but it's injured enough. It's not getting up.
Okay.
Michael.
Okay, looks like we're gonna have to do the telekinetic type of thing right now.
I changed the rules for that. Just letting you know. So it's actually a mental power now.
Mhm.
So it
I thought it
goes.
always was.
Well, see, it was kind of like a mishmash of things, but now it's just full-on mental power. So you hit with your presence. They defend with their presence, and they only get defenses if they have mental resistance. So actual armor doesn't help.
That works. I like not having the armor to get in the way.
It's in your favor. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Sebastian, what are you doing?
I can't get that. I can only probably get one at a time. So
That is probably correct.
we're effectively going to do a telekinetic punch at one of the ones coming through the window, send him flying.
You'd have to grab them, and then on a next action, try to squeeze them. Or you can grab them and just throw them if you want.
I'm thinking more like push. So it's not a grab. It's like taking the telekinetic force and pushing.
Well, you have to actually
AKA
hit them first. You have to hit them first.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it is your.
That's basically what I'm going to do. I'm not trying to grab and throw. I'm just trying to push.
Have I? Oh, I haven't. Hang on. Mental combat, presence plus power level, versus my mental combat, which I don't have, so I only get 1d6. Presence.
Okay. So I know presence and power is 7 already.
I got a 9 total. You need 9.
Oh, well, just on the roll, I rolled 8, and then I'm adding 7 to it.
Great, awesome. You telekinetically grab one of them, and you can, for free, toss it. What's your... Hang on.
The weight I think my weight limit is 3,500. So effectively,
what's your power level? What's your power level?
My power level is 5.
It takes 3 to pick them up, so that leaves you with 5 left over. You can throw it 35 meters.
Yep. Betcha.
So that's a good throw. Right then.
Hopefully it'll impact another one or impact something hard.
That's a. Let me roll some dice, see if it gets hurt when it lands, because that's a significant throw. 35 meters is a significant throw. All right, it crashes into the jungle somewhere. Dr. Anna, you have a face of a raptor in front of you.
Oh, well then. I take my sword and I hack it at it.
All right.
With the attempt of cutting it off.
Its movement is restricted, so I'm going to give it a penalty die for dodging. So it's close combat plus brawn plus power level for its scales versus yours. 9. You need to be 9.
1 second. Where am I? Close combat. Alright, so close combat is brawn.
Hello, kitty.
11.
You slash it across its face, and it recoils in pain and falls off of the crawler. Let's put that down. Let's see. Michael got 1. You got 1. Alrighty?
I got 2.
Well, I mean, right now. You got 1 more.
I got 1 too.
Oh, you did. Thank you. I didn't make a note of that. So you've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 16 left. So, and you do see more coming out of the jungle. So, Captain Harrows, you're in a control room with 3 raptors or something, and there are more outside the control room. Just so that we're clear, I'm going to describe to you the control room. You're in a room It's got a panel in front of you. It's got a bunch of windows in front of you and to either side. Behind you is a wall and a door that leads down to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good to you?
Yep, sounds good to me.
The door has a window about yay big. Even if they broke it, there's no way they could get through it.
Right.
However, the door itself is just a door. I mean, it's a metal door, but it's just a door. I mean, given enough time, you could probably break it down, so you're pretty sure they could. What do you do?
Okay, but it would at least cause them to come through one at a time.
The door? Yeah. Yeah, that seems reasonable. It's not a big door. It's a, yeah. One at a time, yeah.
Okay, so I will use my movement to join everybody else, and then my action will be to shoot the thing that comes down the corridor after me.
Okay. Open up the door behind you. Back down the hallway. So you leave the door open? It's a slidey door. It's not a swingy door. It's a slidey door.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and knock it closed.
Okay. You close the door behind you.
And by the way, the crawler is still trying to shake things off and step on anything.
Oh, do you still have it spinning?
Yeah, it lasts. Well, the machine control lasts for the scene.
That's true. That's true. And you haven't told it to do anything else, so it'll keep doing that until you tell it to do something differently. So
its job is to step on the dinosaurs that are trying to crawl up on it.
So, I'm not going to impose any mechanical penalties or anything, but just for sake of setting the scene, everybody has this and the trees outside are going by like this as the whole thing spins. Let's see if you get any more. It crushes 2 more as it spins around.
Oh, there's a kitty on the kitty tree.
Hey, Sebastian.
The kitty matches the kitty tree.
There's a lamp right there, and bugs land on the window, and he likes watching those. So there's that.
I'm putting in thoughts earlier.
Yeah, and I've got my held action. I'm ready to blast with the dinosaur that comes through that door.
All right, makes sense. Isko.
Looking for another grouping of them.
At the moment, the biggest grouping of them is probably up around the control area, the bridge, the pilot's area. What do you call that? What do you call that, Donald?
Pilot house.
Yeah, or cockpit.
The cockpit. Anyway, and they are scrambling and trying to crawl into the cockpit from outside through the broken windows. That's probably the place that has the most of them.
We can't have that, so I'm gonna.
But I think on a naval vessel, it's a pilot house.
Yeah, pilot house is the correct term. Phil calls it the bridge.
The cab. It'd be called the cab, right? That's what it is in a truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Cab. So you do what?
I'm gonna do the same kind of move. I'm trying to control the damaging ore so I don't destroy everything, just like the ones that are right around the area trying to get in.
You can try.
I'm gonna try.
Roll some dice.
Incoming. Not as good as last time. 6, 10, 13.
9, 11, 14. Okay, you were trying to not incinerate the actual crawler. So
I'm trying not to destroy everyone inside. I'm trying not to do.
You take out 2 of them.
Okay.
Ah! They fall
I call
off.
that a controlled burn.
Controlled burn. Very nice. Now it's their turn. Oh. John Erling's really the only person to be in position to see this. In the other front window, a little neon sign lights up. It says, air conditioned.
Oh, it's about to.
This is place.
I'm not going in, that's for sure.
Yeah, now I'm not so sure I want to go inside.
No, it's a trap.
I kind of
Haven't you
do.
figured that one out yet?
I think we should walk
The
inside.
vampires in.
I think we should walk inside, each of us dragging behind us the body of a raptor, throw him on the floor, and request roast.
Yeah, stroll in and be like, hey, we got dinner.
Fresh
I'm not saying for the
roast.
garlic isn't
Fine.
keeping vampires in.
I'm going to pay Isko money to walk up to the front door of the thing and blow up.
How much?
Oh, we found all the gold. I mean,
Ooh, gold.
Not that anything's of value around here for now, anyways.
It's pretty.
Yeah, that's true. We do have like bunches of gold now.
Mm.
plus we got the treasure that, what's his name, the wizard paid us.
Mm-hmm.
Who? What? Oh.
The Chinese wizard.
Oh.
I forget his
Okay. I forgot about that.
And
Yeah,
the
we
gold
got-
may not be usable for buying things, at least in Tranquility, but it could probably buy things in other places.
Yeah, someone's got to value it still. Just for scarcity.
I'm not sure what to do. I've actually scared you away from the place I wanted you to go.
Yeah, I had a feeling
I
you
was-
meant that when you said Violet
just-
Veil, but I don't see a reason to go back. They can see through my.
Well,
Right,
you
right.
got
I was too clever for my own
worried
good.
about it or not, we will end up in there somehow or some way. Just plain
No,
old
no,
this-
no.
Not
Lloyd wants to blow it up.
in there acting like we own the place. Like, hey, we picked up some meat here. Womp.
I like Donald's idea of taking the raptor in and said, well done, or medium well done, or maybe rare.
All right.
Whatever.
Well,
It's bird. It has to be
How about
something
this?
else.
everybody gets a plot point. You have an extra plot point. You started out with one, now you have two. Okay, everybody. Because from the jungle come about 36 more raptors.
Oh, good
And so
gracious.
you're telling us we have like 15 minutes to use the plot point. Is that what you're telling us?
I think it's like, okay.
I was
I-
really hoping to wrap this up in like the next
He's
12
saying-
minutes. So
He's saying,
What can you
He's
use
saying
plot point for?
yeah, no, he's saying
this is awful. This is like the worst thing a GM can do. I'm doing the worst thing I can do.
okay.
He's saying we need to go ahead and run into the inn while the crawler proceeds to continue mashing up dinosaurs between its treads.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
getting a good 2 or 3 every time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the house or the dragon inn next to put up a sign saying we have cookies or something like that.
Brownie.
Brandon, if it'll make you feel better, it was my intention to fly into the building at some point. I just
Really?
couldn't. Yeah, I just figured I couldn't go going through the upper story windows because they're barred.
I was
Makes
originally
sense.
planning to wait till we were done, but hey, if we're gonna keep getting attacked, okay.
Oh yeah, and by the way, if we're
Hey.
staying the night here, we're staying on the ground floor.
Yes.
what? Because there's no bars on the windows?
Yes, exactly that.
They're for
I
your
actually
protection,
think
you know.
I was just gonna say I think it should be the opposite. I think we should stay with the iron bars. I assume they're iron bars and garlic and all the protections.
How
All
do
right.
you know the vampires aren't on the inside?
The raptors cannot reach Erlang Shen. He's too high up off the ground. Michael, a couple get through the windows, and one lunges toward you. So you need to roll close combat, brawn, and if you have damage resistance, add power level to that. I got a
Okay.
total of 15.
Now, here's a question, because it was my plan, and I was starting to work on it, a staff that I could build my telekinetic power through and use it to fight with. So can I do that or not? That's the way I'm not going to punch the thing. I'm going to probably block it with a staff if I have a staff available.
You can try blocking. Sure.
Okay. Can I throw the power into it?
Hang on. Well, not unless you bought it as some kind of power.
Ultra power damage resistance?
Well, I didn't put that into the ultra power yet. I'm not sure what goes into the ultra power at this point.
Whatever seems like a Jedi mind trick kind of thing.
Telekinesis.
I was going to say, if you're using the telekinesis for a block, that would count as.
Yeah.
Sure. That sounds fine. It'd be
it's like it's like an anime thing. I'm putting Kia into the staff.
That's
and
okay.
Yeah.
So game mechanic wise, it's basically force field. So
Yeah.
you would add power level to your brawn and roll 2d6.
Okay, so that's same
And you
as
need to
that.
beat a 15 or meet
Which I
or
probably
exceed
do.
15.
Yeah. Actually, I did it by 16.
Outstanding. You
Yeah.
and your telekinetic force like blocks it from eating you. Yay. Let's go. Is Kieran, who seems to have stepped away. Donald has stepped away.
I'm
Craig.
here.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go to Donald then. Oh, wait. It's not your turn. I'm attacking people. Sorry. I'm just trying to organize my thoughts.
Oh, okay.
So, there's two more down here. Oh, well, one will go after Kieran. One will go after Chimera's. That'll be fine.
Yeah,
As more wriggle through the windows.
Well,
So-
what I get for getting a refill? In the
and remember, I held my action so that I get to attack them before they get a chance to attack me.
Well, you were waiting for one to come through the door, and these actually came from behind you through the windows.
Oh, okay. That's annoying.
It is. There will be some coming through the door if it helps. So,
Okay.
okay, so they both rolled exactly the same. So you guys need to roll close combat and meet or beat 12.
meat. What?
5, 6.
12. That's what you're rolling against.
A 12 exactly with my damage resistance. So one of my bots actually sacrifices its life. Flies straight into the maw of the. No, it actually catches the jaws and like holds them for a second before they snap clothes on him in a shower of clockwork.
I regret nothing. How about you, Kieran?
She's laughing too hard at the bottom.
I only rolled an 11.
Ooh, chomp. Lose 1 endurance as a raptor chomps down on Dr. Anna.
Damn you.
At which point, there's a smash and the sliding door between this compartment and the cab smashes aside and the raptor charges down the... It's not steps exactly. It's more of like a little inclined section.
Yeah.
But you get to shoot at it before it gets to you. So you roll, and it will roll defense, and then if it survives, it will roll to hit you. And we'll see how it goes.
Instead of
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Wow.
Do I need to make it explosive and take all of them out, Dylan?
Okay, you blast the one charging you and take it out. What were you saying, Kieran?
I was about to snark, but didn't want to talk over him and say instead of saying air conditioning, it should have said raptor proof.
Maybe.
No pets.
No pets.
All right then. There are more behind that one on their way to you.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, that's all you're getting hit with, Captain Harris. And Isko's outside, and there are a few still out there. Yeah, let's attack you. Why not?
Okay.
We'll say 3 attack you, but you've got your damage shield up.
Well, that would be. I don't know if I get to use that as a reaction for the explosive. The regular damaging aura. I also have damage resistance as part of the what was it? Fire form. Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to say like this. We're going to try to eat you, and then we hurt you, maybe we don't.
Okay.
And then after that, you make a reaction with your
Yep.
damaging aura.
Cool.
So you do close combat against
Yep.
3 attacks.
Yep.
I got a 13, and a 12.
15.
That one chomps, misses.
15 and a 14.
Misses.
And a 14.
All 3 chomp at you, and they either miss you entirely or they chomp on your fiery flesh and it just bounces off. You get to make your damaging aura roll against 3 of them.
So that would I be using close combat for that? Or do I need to look up the rules for damaging aura?
It is close combat, brawn plus power level.
Perfect. That's kind of what I figured. Low. Choose 15, 17.
Damn it.
I like these dice. Ooh, and like the max, that would be 19.
Okay, you take out 3 of them by allowing them to bite you.
I like it.
And okay. However, looking to the right, you see there's dozens more of these things pouring out of the jungle.
Oh boy.
If you don't mind, can I make my move? Because I got to go to bed.
All right, what are you gonna do?
Ooh,
Using that plot point. And I'm actually going to manifest somewhat the personality of Sir Arog, the Viking, the space Viking, and I'm going to do a kind of a Han Solo maneuver, yelling in Viking or whatever the language is, waving my staff and flying over the air and charging the house through the raptors. I'm going in the front door. That gets
Okay.
me out of the fight, and I can go to bed.
All right. Michael kicks open the door of the crawler, runs toward the front door, which opens
It's
as you
in a
approach.
language nobody understands, I'm sure.
Viking, space Viking,
Viking.
and
Yeah,
runs
space Viking.
into the House of the Dragon. Have a good night, Leslie. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Good night, Leslie.
Yeah, I erred. I made an error in judgment. This didn't work the way I thought it was going to. So, all right, I will just try to learn from the experience.
I was gonna say, we'd have strolled on in the front door if you hadn't attacked us, right?
Live and learn, man. All
We
right,
were about to just pull on up and walk in the front door.
all right. Michael kicks open the door of the crawler, runs toward the front door of the House of the Dragon. It opens in front of him, and he runs inside. John Erlang, what are you doing?
Well, I was going to do this anyway, but it seems like a really good opportunity to follow Michael in.
You fly in the front door.
Like, all right, I'm going in. Zing.
I will tell you what you see in just a moment. Dr. Anna.
Well, if there's anything between me and getting out of the crawler, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that plot point into this just for drama. Use blast to just blow my way through, run across the yard because I can run and do a baseball slide through that now open door.
Totally works. You take out one of the raptors on your way out, because there are several here in the compartment now with you. You blast your way through one. I guess with a sword. I guess you chop it in half as you book through it. It's in slow motion. Its head and body are like falling behind you as you run forward. You don't need slide, but you can
No,
get
I'm
to a
doing
stop.
that's strictly because I wanted to.
All right, you do a baseball slide into the House of the Dragon. Captain Harrows sees you are now alone in the passenger compartment of the crawler, which is still spinning. So like both Dr. Anna and Michael had to time it like just right as like the door went by.
Right.
Because it's still doing this.
I have control over this machine.
Oh yeah.
And so I am just going to launch myself into the air, just kinetically up into the air, so that the machine slides to a stop and opens the door so that I just step calmly out and walk. And as I walk across the threshold of it, the machine starts up and starts chewing up raptors again.
Yeah, giving a new command is a free action, so you can just tell it to do what you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happens.
Just
And
gonna scroll right on out.
and then starts up again. So you are now in the House of the Dragon as well, which leaves Isko all alone on the hood of this thing.
I'm standing on the. I'm thinking. I don't know. I'll follow. I guess that seems to be the thing to do. But I pick up one of the raptors and can I carry it in?
Barbecue.
One of the dead ones.
One of the dead ones. Right, one of the dead ones that's not super charred, but might look like it'd be good eating.
Sure. If it can't put up a fight, it doesn't get to roll. So yeah, you just grab one on your way. You may want to turn off the damaging aura before you get close to your friends. Just throwing that out there.
You don't.
I thought damaging aura was more of a reactive thing. I thought it was more of a reactive
Fine. Well, I mean, you're not doing the explosive thing anymore?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, then.
Yeah,
as long as they don't touch you, they'll be fine.
Fairly controlled anyway. Yeah.
We get... And I guess we're going to wrap up at this point, then. So you won't meet the Hag of Crag Keep tonight, so that's a shame.
I throw the charred remains on the table. Eat up!
All right, so you walk into this. It is, as it was last night, empty. However, the lanterns are lit. There's a fire in the fireplace. It looks like it's ready to receive visitors. And you guys all walk in, and however, behind you, dozens of raptors are now converging on your location.
Close the door. Just close the door and lock it.
And a chair under the knob.
Yeah, put the chair under the thing.
At which point, this guy is behind the bar. He wasn't there a moment ago, but now he is. This fella.
Please.
And he says... Sorry, what?
I was going to say, the moment I see him, please tell me you have some rum.
I gotta look at something up. Just give me just a second. I know it's late. I'm wrapping up just a minute. I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, I found it. He says, okay, just so we're all clear, he was not there a moment ago. Now he is. And he says, "Welcome to my house. Enter freely. Go safely and leave something of the happiness you bring." And he opens up... I'm sorry, what?
I said, oh great, he's Dracula.
And he opens up a great big guest book, and he kind of slides it across the bar in front of him so it faces you guys. He says, "Please, sign in and enjoy the hospitality of the House of the Dragon." All right, so that's really all he does. So, you guys got to go. Oh, raptors go. The door smashes open, and half a dozen raptors run in. So who's closest to the door? That would be Isko.
Probably me, yeah.
You get attacked.
Not raptor proof.
Waiting for it to reload. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, we're gonna have a talk about what hospitality means. Raptors break in your door and attack your guests. That's not very hospitable where I come from.
Okay. Isko is rolling close combat versus 4 attacks. I'm wondering now if I should have done insects, because I think insects would lend themselves better to a vast, unstoppable horde.
A swarm, yeah.
Yeah, these should have been insects.
11.
Oh, sorry.
And 14. And 15. Oh, I'm sorry. You said 4 times. 4 times, right? And 14.
Wow. You get bitten 3 times. Lose 3 endurance.
Dang. Well, that means they're going to take a lot of damage also. Well, wait, hang on. I have damage resistance, or whatever it's called.
Well, you added your power level to those rolls, right?
Well, I thought that was to avoid the attack.
If you have damage resistance, your defense roll is for close combat, brawn plus power level.
Okay. Okay.
So what would have those been? You can roll over again if you want.
I'm sorry. I thought damage resistance actually reduced damage that you actually took. I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's 11. It was, what was it? 11, 14.
Yeah, 11, 14, 14, and 15.
Yeah.
What's
So what's
power
your power level?
4.
What is your power
So
level?
15, 19, 19, 20.
Well, no, I already added the power level to those.
Oh, you already had it.
You did at the power level.
I done.
Okay, in that case, yeah, you get bit.
Okay. Yeah, 3 of them chomp on you. 1 misses. Meanwhile, you do your reaction for your damaging aura, which is brawn plus power level again.
Yep.
And they roll against that. And they'll see how many of those get incinerated.
12. 12. 14. And 15.
2 of them, their timing is just really bad. They bite you and burst into flames. 2 of them manage to go in and like chomp chomp without getting much more than singed. So 2 of them go down. 2 of them don't. Let's see who.
3 endurance. That means I'm down.
Yes, 3 endurance down.
Yeah.
What's your total
down.
now? What?
No, I'm 0.
Oh wow! All right, then you fall down.
Yeah,
You're not dead.
That.
Because dead isn't really a thing in this game.
Yeah.
But you were out of the fight.
Right.
I'll go left to right just for the fun of it. Captain Harrows. You are further in, so let's just say only 2 get to you.
Okay.
And this will be the last of the attacks, but as more come in, there will be more attacks. So for now, this is the end of the attacks of the raptors. So 2 of them are attacking you. Close combat. I got a 15 and a 16.
Ouch. 11 and a 13.
Lose 2 endurance. What are you down to?
1.
You will now have a penalty die on all your stuff unless you have indefatigable.
Nope, I did not.
Chomp, 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 chomp. Okay, your turn. Kim Harrows. I'm sorry, John Erlang.
Step over to where Isko is lying on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 of them left there.
Yes, sir.
I will take a shot at both of them.
All right. -1 die for the sweep, and then roll close combat versus both.
14 and 17.
Also, remember you have 2 plot points at this point.
Okay.
And you may as well spend them.
Yes, I'll go ahead and burn one right now to hit them both if I can.
Spending the plot point you'll hit the first one. Hang on, let me double check what I said the rules for that was.
Well, actually, I'll just use a plot point to retcon a roll if I have to. Ooh, better yet, bonus die.
Bonus die.
You can get a bonus die on your roll, which would mean you would hit the first one rather than miss it.
Okay.
And the second one you were gonna hit anyway. So you sweep and take out both of them. Cha-chunk! They are both out, having Lady Ashwand or some other weapon of your use just have it slashed across them. You do see there's more where those came from, but those are down. Dr. Anna.
Yes. Who's left? What's left? How many?
Well, there are two. There are two attacking Captain Harrows that are still up.
Okay. All right then. Take a slash at. Can I hit both of them, or am I only hitting one of them?
You can sweep and hit both, and which means you roll twice,
You would
but you
die.
only roll one die rather than two because you get a penalty die because you're hitting both.
Okay.
Or you can spend a plot point and get that die back.
Yes, you can.
Exactly. Which is what
I
I
was
just
on the plot point.
Okay, the plot point goes versus one roll, and you can spend it after you roll and see which one actually needs it.
Okay.
Can you spend both plot points?
I've
Yeah,
already.
sure.
Okay. I've already
If
spent one.
this is the end of the fight, I mean, I don't know what.
Go ahead and roll to hit. You may not
Alright.
need to spend them.
Oh, this
See
is
what happens. 46 plus your brawn plus your power level. You need to beat 11, and you need to beat 8. They didn't roll great.
Oh, well then. I rolled this, so I would have. So this one definitely makes it. The second one definitely makes it. So I would have to use the plot point on the.
You don't need to. Awesome. You go in and snicker snack with your sword, and you cut those two down. There are more coming, but at the moment, all of the raptors in the room are dead, or dying, or dismembered to the point where they're not useful.
Throw them out so that people just scare the animals.
The guy behind the bar, gestures at the guest book and says, "All guests receive all the amenities of the House of the Dragon. All you need to do is sign in." John Erlang. He doesn't appear to even recognize that there is a fight going on and that there are raptors.
Can I limp over there and sign it?
I'll reach down. I'll grab Isko and just carry him over to the sign-in desk.
Put it in my hand and move it like this.
Exactly.
like Weekend at Bernie's.
Take the sword. Put the sword on the counter. Take the pen out of Isko's hand. Sign in myself. Take the sword back up.
All right. As soon as the first one of you has signed in, whatever, doesn't matter. He says, "Welcome," and he says whatever name has been signed in is like, "You now have the full amenities and protection of the House of the Dragon," and machine guns pop out of the ceiling and just start mowing down raptors. See, that's where I was going with this. See how ham-fisted, how badly did I mangle that?
I know where you got that part from.
I was going to say I was about to have the crawler go ahead and lock the door.
Hey, Brandon, you got that from Altered Carbon, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes,
It.
that is where I stole that
hotel.
from. And
that
if I
hotel.
were a better GM, it would have come across much, much better. And I fucked it up horribly, and I'm terribly sorry.
I was going to say we were about to walk right on in and not have work.
That's just not my finest moment. Anyway, fast forwarding just a little bit. Yeah, like another 2-3 dozen raptors, they all flow through the door, and machine guns just mow them down as they come in until they stop. At which point, beautiful young men and women who weren't there a moment ago, who are very pale and have very sharp teeth, have trays of beer and wine and champagne, and they offer you food and drinks and things.
I go ahead and read the fine print on that guest registration.
There's no fine print. It's just a book with lines and people signing in. It's not a contract. It's just it's literally, if you like open it back up, it's literally a guest book.
It's a guest book. Okay.
Okay, flip it to the end. It doesn't have anything interesting. It's just a guest book.
It's just a guest
this
book.
feels the reverse of the regular vampire deal, where they can't enter a home, but it's like the reverse of that somehow.
Oh, it's following the rules of hospitality.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll take a drink from a nubile young girl. Say thank you. Bowed. Still standing there with the sword in my hand.
Hope the nubile young girl doesn't take a drink from you.
Exactly.
They seem to be just friendly wait staff.
As far as Erwin Shen is concerned, vampires are pretty common. So
Yeah.
they're just another type of spirit. It's like, oh, look, vampires. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right then. He'll ask if you need rooms or you're just stopping on your way. And he has like a thick Russian accent, which I'm not going to do because it's late.
Anyway, Brandon, I got to go myself here.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll assume you check in. You get rooms, or you don't. Whatever.
You do.
Let's get rooms. Yeah.
We'll stay for drinks.
Yeah, we were planning on just coming in, getting a few drinks, but seems a little busy out there. Maybe we ought to wait till morning.
Yeah.
Oh, he does advise waiting till morning before you leave, because the forest is not safe at night.
You don't say.
The haunted forest going that way?
Oh, don't enter the haunted forest. The haunted forest is never safe.
Oh.
And again, thick Russian accent, but...
What can you tell us about? We plan for information about the haunted forest and Crag Keep.
We'll deal with that next week, or actually 3 weeks from now. So, Lloyd, safe travels.
Thank you.
And
everything.
And I apologize for making such a hash of that whole thing.
That's all right.
It's quite entertaining. Don't worry.
In retrospect, two things. They should have been insects.
Yes.
And I should have not made you fight more than one round of attacks and just told you what happened after that. And just fast forwarded through it.
Yeah.
Because that was extremely clumsy of me, and I'm sorry. So here we go.
Because we were going to attack 30 or 60 or however.
Yeah, it didn't matter how many threat up. We're going to do it.
You were going to kill every single last thing that attacked
Kill
you.
them all.
This has been Pirates of the Mesozoic. And a learning experience for all of us. So, Craig Smith, Donald Von Griffin, Karen Torres, Lizzie Dannenberger, who had to go to bed because she's human, Floyd Montgomery, and me, GM Brandon Lackmore, who is still learning. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, guys. I'll see you in a few weeks.
All right.
Yes, have a safe trip.